What going on? Welcome back to another episode of the Press Box, y'all. This is going to be an action-packed episode. I don't know about y'all, but I'm feeling a way, especially about the NFC North, because there seems to be a foregone conclusion that the Detroit Lions are washed and they're not winning that division, which is interesting to me. There seems to be a foregone conclusion that Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears are taking over the division. There seems to be a foregone conclusion that maybe even the Minnesota Vikings with Kyler Murray are going to have more pull and push in the NFC North. There seems to be a foregone conclusion that the Detroit Lions, they can't do what they just did in the NBA and win the NFC, just like the Detroit Pistons won the Eastern Conference. I can't wait to get into it, y'all. D-Mac, Kenya, early. Trent will be here soon. Bam will be here soon. How are we feeling, family?
Not too bad, man. Not too
Feeling
bad.
good.
What's happening, D-Mac?
Feeling good. Can't complain. How y'all doing this Sunday?
Good, man. Not too bad, man. They're one of the more relaxed Sundays till next weekend, 4th of July weekend. I think when we speak about Detroit, I think the problem with Detroit is they might have missed their window.
I agree with that.
I think they 2023, they might win it all if they beat the 49ers. I think they were the better team. They had a better O-line, so they wouldn't have to worry about, what the 49ers did with having George Kittle blocked the whole time. Offensively, they were there. Defensively, they were there. That was their year. Made some mistakes, made a couple bad calls, couple go for it on fourth downs that hurt them. You notice in the NFL, you have this window, NBA too, but the NBA is a little longer because they don't cycle out as many players. Just because the football has 54 players on the team. With the NFL, you have this window, and only the best of the best, to where if you don't get a championship in a certain window, you might not touch it again for another 5 to 8 years. So, like with Detroit, I think their window just might have decreased. Chicago's getting better, Green Bay is getting better, and the Vikings are getting better. I'm on the line of Love. Love is a season away. I watched what he did the first half of the season, and I was almost MVP. Like, he lost his best weapon. Things kind of got a little dwindled down, but I can't wait for Love to show you he's a top 5 to 7 quarterback, locked. Nothing else to talk about. And I know it's coming. I'm a fan.
I'll say this for the Detroit Lions specifically. I don't think the Lions would have won the Super Bowl of the year. Obviously, they would have played us as far as that Super Bowl is concerned. But the same reason why I don't think that they would have won it that year is the same reason why I think that they have continued to stagnate as far as that's concerned. And it's really about their defensive line, where they don't have somebody to really take advantage of the attention that Aiden Hutchinson has taken up consistently. I know they went out, was able to draft Derek Moore, but you look at their offensive line had some struggles, and anytime that your offensive line has struggles in front of Jared Goff, that's automatically going to make your quarterback struggle, because we know he is not as good versus pressure as certainly where he is versus kept clean. Combine that, a little bit of early run game struggles that kind of got smoothed out over time. I think that their offense will be back to being potent. I think that is something that will happen coming up this season. But you look at the defense, and there's still too many question marks.
Even with Montgomery gone?
Yeah, I think they'll be fine. I mean, the real question about Montgomery being gone is this Gibbs can handle that workload. Honestly, I think that, we'll find out. I'm not going to project injuries. I'm going to hope for the best as far as that is concerned. It is a question mark that definitely exists, and I understand why other people have it. But I think that their run game, as far as the actual structure of it, will be in a better place moving forward. I really do have questions about the defense because, again, Ali McNeil, really good run stuffing guy. I understand what they want to do there. Tyreek Williams, again, next to him, really good run stuffing guy. They went out and drafted Derek Moore. They went out and added Peyton Turner, DJ Wanham. There just isn't enough help as far as that defensive front is concerned for Aiden Hutchinson for them to be a really scary defense. And then you add on top of it Brian Vance, Curry Joseph, both coming off of injury-riddled seasons last year. And then obviously the whole cornerback situation, which has continued to struggle. I know they tried to get Rakestraw in there. They brought in Roger McCreary, obviously Terry Arnold.
Terry Arnold news. Oh, my God.
Right. So, the fact that their secondary, especially at the cornerback position, is such a question mark, and they can't necessarily fall back on having a stout pass rush. I think that's the biggest thing that limits them. You obviously mentioned the Packers. The Packers last year, I thought, were one of the best teams in the National Football League up until the point in which they lost, in my opinion, their most important offensive player. And That's not to say they're best, because I think Jordan Love is their best. But Tucker Kraft really provided some stabilization for the way in which they want to run that offense. And he was the main piece that Matt LaFleur really positioned to run things through when they needed a little bit more efficiency rather than just always going for explosive plays. And then on defense, obviously, lost Micah Parsons. So I've got to see those two guys get back. Matthew Golden has to step up for them to really feel good about their wide receiver situation. But of course, the other thing is the other two teams, they've got major question marks. The Bears defense was very volatile last year based on a lot of turnovers. They still have question marks about their secondary pass rush, in my opinion. Even their secondary has maybe a few question marks here or there, less so than I would say the Lions in that aspect. And the Vikings obviously have the quarterback question mark. I think that Kyler Murray is going to take that job. I think he is going to have himself a good season, but you still need to have that happen. I like the Caleb Banks pick for the Brian Flores defense as well, but there's still some holes that you can attack on that back end.
So let's break it down. You said the pass rush needs more help.
For the Bears specifically.
No, we're talking about the Lions.
The Lions,
needs more help.
Lions. Yeah.
Corner play is right now
very up in the air. Yep.
How you feel about the linebacker play?
I think it's a good combination. I mean, you talk about Rodriguez, Jack Campbell. They usually play very well. Campbell, obviously, I think just got his extension, and I think it's well earned. He's a good Mike linebacker, and I think Rodriguez plays off of him well. So I don't have any issues with the second level of their defense.
Offensively, how do you feel about their run game? Good.
As long as Gibbs is healthy, I think their run game will be one.
Pass game.
Good, as long as you can keep Goff clean. And I think the interior of the offensive line is going to be a major
and quarterback play, as long as Goff is clean, you're good.
Yeah, that's what it does. That's what
it is. So judging off that, the Chiefs should go 5-12. You know what I mean?
What are the Chiefs going to do with it?
I'm just saying. The problems that y'all have are all the same, except
no. Well, you don't. Look, we'll have a conversation about us, I'm sure, at some point before we start this season. But I'm lower on our optimistic outlook than I'm sure a lot of people in Chiefs Kingdom are. So.
Just let Patrick Mahomes sit down for a season, man. Please, man. Just let him chill.
I would put him on PUP, but it's a different conversation. What's up, Bam? What's up, Trey? How y'all doing?
What's up, Bam? What's up, Dale?
What's up, Dale? How you doing?
What's good, y'all? What's going on?
I mean, every single team in that division has question marks. Absolutely. There is not one team in that division that is perfect from the offense to the defense. I am more confident in the Lions because their offense is probably still the best in that division. I don't know. Whoever's saying the Bears is going to run away with that division, Caleb Williams still has to put it together from quarters 1 through 4 for me to be able to even agree with that statement. So they might finish second. And then obviously with the Packers losing Tucker Kraft in the beginning of the season, he should be healthy coming into the season, but then they won't even get Micah Parsons back probably to the middle of the season.
And I have your quarterback, you son of a gun.
What?
I said because of his quarterback. Oh, they could be dancing and shit. Told my man
the quarterback that we say is very underrated. I mean, just cooked Micah's leap. But Micah probably will be back until around the same exact time he went out. So their defense is shaky at best. I'm not that confident in their secondary with the exception of their safety play. I still think the Lions run away with the division, but it'll be very, very, very close.
Run away with it is crazy.
Yeah, I don't think any
run away with
it because there's just too many question marks.
I just think their offense has the least amount of question marks.
Respectfully, ever since they lost, even though he sucks as a head coach, ever since they lost Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson really showed me, like, it'd be different when you go somewhere else and you still get it done. Ben Johnson showed me how important he was last year, boy. That offense was not the same without Ben Johnson. You can say what you want to say, it was not the same. And if Dan Campbell thought I can call the offense, I don't need Ben, last year showed you y'all was never the same. Meanwhile, the Bears was moving and grooving. He had a consistent quarterback.
Dan Campbell started calling the offense. The offense actually got better. The offensive coordinator, I can't think of his name right now, when he was calling the offense, he was overdoing it to the point where it was very unbalanced. I think the second Campbell took over the play calling, things got better, but I mean, you're still right in the sense that he can't call the offense for the entirety of the season.
But their offense is so predictable. Can you even a route tree, bro? It's literally either send J-Mo, Waymo deep or make him do that deep. I hate that deep ass cross the field. We throw it to him when he gets about 70% across the field. It's like, bro, that. And then when people started to kind of dial that running game down a little bit at times, oh man, that offense was different, man. So
and Jahmyr Gibbs should not. I don't think Jahmyr Gibbs should be a 4-down back at all. I think he can be that, but he should not be that.
I mean, their backup running back is Pacheco right now.
Yeah, and he's garbage, but he should be better in that system. But
ain't that right, Trey? That bum ass nigga ain't ready for 350.
I wouldn't count on it.
You talking about Jahmyr Gibbs?
Yeah, he ain't ready for 50 carries.
He ready for that. There's a reason why you don't take him top 12 and not be a bell cow.
Yeah, but he should. That doesn't mean he should. That doesn't mean they should make him.
I mean, they're gonna use Isaiah Pacheco, even though he's ass. So he's not gonna.
Yeah.
Hey Trey, you think you can go? First off, hello.
For the record, I'll say.
What's happening, Trey?
Drew Petzing is the new offensive coordinator. Comes over with the Cardinals. It's been reported that he's going to be the play caller, so we'll see if that ends up happening. Sorry about that.
The coordinator last year was not good.
Yeah.
Trent, do you think you can go an entire episode without saying somebody is a word? Is that possible?
I say, but
no, not that either. Not that either. Just be like, you know what? He's a good player with flaws. Because you think you can like spruce it up a little bit. He's a good player. He's an NFL player. No, he's not.
Awful NFL players. That happens.
I saw my three guys. One beside me. The one down to the far left, because we've been in spaces for about 2-3 years now. Remember the conversation niggas was having about Isaiah Pacheco?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Remember, Bama? Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
You remember?
He was supposed to be a fantasy demon, bro.
Marshawn Lynch, you remember?
You want to say
he runs so hard.
You want to say compared to us? Yeah, he's way better than us. Compared to his peers, he's dog.
Awful.
He's a top. You should get him in fantasy. He's a top 10 guy to get in fantasy.
Well, he was rookie year.
He was. The thing is,
I do
think we refused to replace him. He wasn't.
I think I had him as like he was my RB4, I think, rookie year, and I was crashed. I was living.
We refused to replace him, so he was a good value.
By year like 2 or 3. We were having, he should be a 1,400 yard back. And then his touchdown machine, he should be I don't want to hear that shit because y'all always change when times go different. You a Tennessee Chief fan. I know you believe about Isaiah Pacheco at one time.
I never said lies about Isaiah Pacheco. I've told lies about Chiefs players, cough, Sky Moore, but I've never told lies about Isaiah Pacheco. I know what that man was.
You told lies about Rasheed Rice. You told lies about Rasheed Rice. What are you talking about?
I've been very good about Rasheed Rice.
You said the truth about Darius Sneed?
You said he was a wide receiver 1.
Did you tell the truth about Darius Sneed?
You will never fight.
Matter of fact, I remember very specifically.
I have been swipe.
Cool. I got it. And then I remember too. Early going into that week 12, he said when Mahomes gets all of his weapons back, it's up. They got Rasheed Rice. He got
I have been very
got
clear
everybody
about
back.
Rasheed Rice and said that he needs to get better versus man coverage before he is ever close to our wide receiver 1 conversation. I've been clear in that.
That's cute. That's cute. I heard what you said.
He was happy.
He was so happy when they got back early. He was like, they're definitely beating the Broncos. Definitely beating the Broncos, and they got
that's okay.
Walks.
I've been wrong before, so but you can use those things. You don't have to.
No, you wrong a lot. You talk a lot. You talk a whole lot. You wrong a lot.
I've been
wrong. Your draft takes was horrible. Matter of fact, you remember D-Mac. You remember
when I told you that
I told you was taking.
Let me get some stats and facts history. Let me go.
Wait. When I told you y'all were gonna need another weapon instead of Jahdae Barron, you should have taken Luther Burden.
No. Time out. No. But Luther was a second round pick. Luther was a second round pick.
You should have taken him with the Jahdae
Barron. No. I'm good with Barron. No, remember our conversation.
The guy that you were saying that they need to play that was left on the bench.
Who?
Jahdae Barron.
No, he's a good player. You said
that they weren't playing him enough. You guys were saying that you're not.
They do need to play him enough. But hold on.
And now you need an extra.
Remember, he had to go trade for Jalen. Hold on, D-Mac.
You got to mute that mic. D-Mac cannot get off the mic.
No,
you got to mute him. You had to mute him. He get off the mic.
J-Mac is a nickel slot. They didn't expect J-Mac to stay as good as he is. So he obviously is like one of the best slot corners in the league.
Like I said,
hold on, D-Mac. Wait a minute. But what happened is I said, remember, he was one of my 12 best players I had coming out of the draft. He fell, and he's great. Cool, but he's cool. I'm great. I'm good with him. The issue was Emeka Egbuka was supposed to be their draft pick. No, hold on. Time out. Emeka Egbuka was going to be their draft pick. He got taken at 19. They were at 20. I also told you. I also told you in your narrow self that you were going to draft a corner in the top 10. And you were like, no way the Chiefs do that. No way the Chiefs do that. I told him months ago, Trent, Mansour was going to be the pick. It's not a lie. It's not a lie at all.
Because you did. What you just said was a lie. I said that about offensive tackle. I said cornerback.
I said corner too. What you mean?
No, I'm telling you what I said in response to that. I said no way that they take offensive tackle. I know what we know about Jalen Moore. He's going to be the right tackle. I 100% said that corner was a possibility. That just was not going to be what I wanted them to do.
I told you wanted to do it, and you was crying.
That's fine. I didn't say that.
What did you want him to do?
I didn't say I wanted them to go defensive end and wide receiver. That was always what was in my draft plan. But
you want another wide receiver? Wow.
We don't have a wide receiver that can beat Van
Another
play
who's the other
outside.
receiver?
That's a big thing right now.
Riddell, you are a Giants fan. Odell is back. You mind your business. It's nothing to do with you.
I can move
Straight
where I
fries
feel
in the
like.
bag.
All right, I can go
He's a
where I
Bengals
want.
fan this year, though.
This year I'm a Bengals fan.
He's a Bengals fan. He's a lead.
OBJ.
No, you can't move like that's nasty movement. You ain't even moving. You ain't even moving laterally. You just moving all over the goddamn place.
Hey, man,
you doing shows like me. You just doing dates.
Hey,
Who is-
I saw
who
the
is the
Knicks
AFC
win
West next
NBA
year?
Finals, and now I want to go to a Super Bowl parade. So we locked in. We here.
Why are you a Bengals fan then?
Bengals fan,
I'm in Ohio.
I want y'all to know, Riddell
not
lives in
gonna get a Super
Ohio.
Bowl
He has
parade.
nothing to do with the Knicks celebration.
D-Mac,
yeah,
who is
I
AFC West next year in your estimation right now, as of today?
The Broncos should be the favorites.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
you went out and add Jalen Waddle. You have the defense that should be at the worst top 5. And yeah, I mean, they should be the Broncos.
Sure.
You mean AFC or AFC West?
West.
AFC
What about the AFC in general? Who you got?
I don't know. I have to figure that out.
Yeah, what was the question?
Still
You don't. We talked about the Bengals record. Didn't we talk about like 14-3? I mean, like, I don't know.
Y'all talked about 14-3.
Who said 14-3?
Y'all said 14-3. I did not.
I'm about to say, not even Kenya said 14-3.
No, I did.
Man, it's
You, Kenya, you said 14-3?
Yeah. Me and
Oh,
Jeff on the same page.
Kenya, you smoke cocaine with a crack
Y'all
pipe.
said 14.
You smoke cocaine with a crack pipe, Kenya. You think y'all can
Lock in.
Don't do that.
You niggas might not get you might not get 3 wins in your division. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's the stupidest.
don't even have Myles Garrett anymore.
What are you talking about?
Early so.
The Browns is 2 wins right there.
They're getting 3 wins in their division locked. That's guaranteed.
I'm talking about, I think A-Rod might put belts. Y'all might get some A-Rod.
Oh my God. A-Rod.
That's the worst mid team in the sport.
Well, I mean, the AFC,
Chargers
North
are
does,
next.
AFC North does have a tendency to cannibalize itself, but no, the Bengals will get at least 500 in the division. No lie.
The Bengals are all offense, man. That defense still ain't shit.
That defense has been rebuilt, bro. They got Dexter Lawrence now.
Yeah.
Dexter Lawrence gonna be good. Yeah, they got.
I forgot y'all did pick up Dexter Lawrence, who's been mid the last season. I'm sorry. I'll leave it alone.
No, he wasn't mid. He was injured.
Yeah, he's been injured for 2 seasons.
No, he was not injured for 2 seasons.
He was injured. He got injured. He got injured during the season year before.
They got Boye Mafe from the Seahawks. They got Dexter Lawrence, Jonathan Allen. They got Miles
Brian
Murphy. Yeah, they drafted Cassius Howell. Like they're cooking. Like that's nice. They got Shamar Stewart still.
I've heard some.
Shamar Stewart.
I've heard some unfortunate things about Shamar Stewart.
D-line.
I've heard some unfortunate things about.
I mean, that's six reputable. BJ Hill still
They
there.
love
Seven
early.
reputable.
They love them Texas A&M DNs. They get no sacks, don't they?
Ain't never had double digits in his whole career. He was gonna get in the NFL though. Hey man, nigga never had 10 sacks in college. He'll get to the NFL though.
It's the one.
Cassius had 11.5
How many
sacks.
sacks you had?
I thought Stewart.
6.5. I think with that 6.5 could have been 16.5. Coming to the pros.
The Bengals should be a damn near guaranteed.
And Brian Cook is good too. So like they got
They
a nice
should be a
defense.
guaranteed playoff team.
He's
I'm not
fine.
gonna lie.
Guaranteed playoff team. You right.
Yeah. They should have a lead.
He's a starting.
Johnny said on the nail. They should
What-
have
what's
a
the
lead.
rank?
I tell you
Hold
what,
Hold
Trey
on.
Henderson.
What should the 7 be? What should the 7 be, Trey? I mean, Trent, for you.
You said what?
What should the
Now, I
7
don't know.
be?
I'm not gonna. I don't know the exact. I don't know the 7.
I know, but if you had to guess 7 right now, including the Bengals, what would it be?
I think the Ravens probably still gonna make it. Bills are gonna still. Oh, damn. Well, yeah.
Bills will make it off the
Bills and Patriots gonna make it.
Right.
The AFC is very interesting.
Denver's gonna make it, obviously.
Hey, Bama.
Wait, how many? Wait, hold on. You said you got the Bills, Patriots, Bengals, and Ravens and Broncos. That's 5.
And then I forgot who the AFC South.
Chargers.
So Jacksonville, Colts, Texans.
Jacksonville and Texans.
The Texans would.
Hey,
Based off the defense.
Believe in Houston, Trent. Believe.
Bama. I gotta be ignorant for a second. Trent got a onesie on with the butt out.
He got a Buccaneers onesie.
With the butt out.
All right, so you have the Texans, Jacksonville, or you have the Colts coming out.
I'll probably it's either between Houston and Jacksonville.
Well, we got to pick one for the sake
So
of
the
the
South only gets one.
For the sake, I'll say Texans. Let's say Texans for the sake.
Okay, Texans. That's 6. So who's the 7th?
So Jaguars, Chargers, Chiefs would be the, I guess, three.
Yeah, it could be either one of those teams.
Wait, are we talking about teams that's gonna be like? We talking about rankings?
Make the playoffs.
I said that. What's the name?
Chiefs are not making the playoffs. Shut up.
I said the Bengals should make the playoffs because they should. Because Donnie said they should have basically a league like an average defense, and they're gonna have a top 5 offense in the league if they're healthy. So you should make the playoffs with that. Like.
Yeah, it's just going to be about can
there's no excuses.
If they're Burrow healthy. If Burrow's healthy, then
it's not crazy.
They should make it if Burrow.
Yeah, if Burrow plays 15 games next year, they should win 9 at least.
He got hurt last year, right? Did he get hurt last year?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, so he'll play the full season this year.
Yeah. And then he was dealing with the injury coming back. And then what was that, B-Mac? That was the Bills game where he was going crazy.
Yeah, and then
no, but I don't even blame him. It was back-to-back picks, but that one was a tip, and then there was the other one. It was first one was a tip. Was the last one a fumble? Is that what it was?
No. The second one was the tip. The first one he tried to throw a short pass to Jamar Chase, and one of the safeties went.
Yeah, that was a bad throw.
I bet y'all get beat twice by the Ravens this year, can you? I bet Trey Anderson be twerking all on Joe Burrow's head.
Look at you.
I bet y'all get beat twice by the Ravens this year.
You're thinking about Trent Button and one seed, another man twerking. Early. Focus.
I bet the Ravens busted that twice.
Focus. You're thinking about man butt right now. We're talking about ball.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not even hearing this ball head guy.
No, but you're talking about twerking and onesies. Focus. Early. Who do you think the
Striper's bandana and glasses combo is kind of funny? I'm not
hilarious. He looks like an extra in the Beat It video.
Extra in the what video?
The Beat It video, Michael Jackson. The gangbangers in the background.
I didn't actually look at it.
W masculinity.
No, but Bengals should be there. Bengals should definitely be.
Which was Sandals Piper? You was asking the question.
I'm not talking to you anymore. Who do you think the 7 AFC teams should be as of today?
B?
Yes.
I would say Texans. I think Texans and Jaguars both make it. I think Ravens and Bengals make it. I think the Patriots make it.
Right now today, do you think the Patriots are better than the Chiefs?
Yes.
Today, yes. What is happening? I'm sorry, I looked at the chat there. I think the it's tough. I really like the Chargers. This is why it's tough in the AFC because there are 10 teams that I could easily see making the playoffs as it just comes today. Because I think the Chargers are going to be better on offense, especially with Mike McDaniel. Obviously, I think the Patriots have improved, certainly the wide receiver position. I don't know. It's tough for me to say, but I don't know. Broncos, Texans, Jags, Patriots,
Bills,
Ravens, Bengals. I'm not so sure about the Bills. Because I have defensive questions.
Can we talk about Mike McDonald? But I'll wait. We'll wait for later. But boy, y'all be that screen merchant.
Talking about Mike McDonald.
He gonna throw 81 screens to Lamb McConkey? What I tell you?
Mike McDaniel?
Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, I think Mike McDaniel. A lot of his success is a product of the fact that the players he had on the field. He had 19 niggas who ran 4.2s and 4.3s. I think when we see him with this Chargers. Again, Justin Herbert. If you love him, cool. I think he's a little overrated. That's all.
Well, I'm stuck on the other point before Early went off on the yet another tangent. I'm trying to figure out why in the world are you worried about the Bills missing the playoff with? Now this is where Early can speak. Josh Allen, if he's fully healthy, how are they miss the playoff if he has a fully healthy season?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like DJ Moore is an upgrade. Like I'm not going to act like that. But Bosa did a lot of work for them last year. I don't think they've done anything to really help out as far as that defensive line is concerned. I still got major question marks as far as the second level. People want me to buy into CJ Gardner-Johnson fixing their secondary. I just don't see that. So I think that during the regular season, Doug McDermott didn't get enough credit for what he was able to get out of that defense that did lack some real talent. Mm-hmm. The fact that they moved Joe over to the head coaching position, I think a lot of people are like, oh, well, this is going to fix the offense and everything's going to be fine without looking at the other side of the ball. So I'm not saying that the Bills are for sure going to miss the playoffs. I don't know that. Like, they absolutely have a chance to make it. I'm just not penciling them into the playoffs. You
think Harrison takes a step forward?
Harrison.
Harrison.
Harrison. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he should be a little bit better. But I never, when he was coming out of Kentucky, and that was a really good cornerback class, he wasn't the guy that ever stood out to me. Like, obviously, he was extremely fast. I thought that his technique lacked a lot of things, and he also has some real strength concerns. So I think he can be a solid corner, but I don't see him as like a guy that's going to be shut down in any way.
You have more faith in the Bills or the Jaguars making the playoffs over the Bills?
Yeah, I mean, look, when Liam Cohen got to down the stretch of that season with the way that offense was cooking, dog, like they started to turn it on. Early in the season was very up and down as far as that was concerned. They started to get things in tow. I really like their defense, the way that they're built with Trayvon Walker.
It's sneaky physical. Their defense sneaky physical.
They
relied a lot on.
Who we talking about?
Like that.
Jaguars.
Oh yeah.
They relied a lot on getting turnovers, and we know that type of volatility regarding
appreciate Devin Lloyd, by the way.
Turnovers to carry your defense is something that you can't trust. And then I'm unsure about their run game coming into next year, especially since they got rid of their best running back. I don't know the other guys if they'll be able to carry any type of load on that team. And, Trevor Lawrence is an interesting player, but he's an interesting player, but you can't guarantee he's going to play at an elite level for a full season
or a good level.
Nah.
Well,
no, but he had a good season. I don't know why.
That was a career season. He had a career season. He did.
He had a good season.
Well, I mean, he hasn't been in
the league.
Hey, one more ISO on my guys that been here for a while. Bama, Trent, and Riddell. Remember the conversation? Remember how far Riddell has fallen about Trevor Lawrence? Remember how Riddell felt about Trevor Lawrence 2 years ago? Remember the things Riddell was saying? When Riddell gave up on Trevor Lawrence, he really gave up. That was your guy for so long, and he's finally good, and you can't even claim him.
Hey, Bills gonna be good regardless, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think the Bills are gonna be in playoffs.
Unless Josh Allen gets hurt.
Well, also
they make the playoffs every year.
Trent, Josh Allen was mid a lot of last year, but the difference was they just had James Cook. Like James Cook was cooking. There's a world where James Cook also just had another 1,500-yard year, and they're able to let Josh just kind of. Like, remember, it was the Cleveland game. Josh
as long as the offensive line stays as healthy as it did last year, because they
had better receiver, they should have more open field. So yeah.
But remember, Josh was mid versus Cleveland. He was mid versus the Jets. He was mid versus the Dolphins. They lost that game. He was mid versus the Falcons. They lost that game, and then he was
bad
mid
versus Houston.
He was horrible versus Houston. Josh had probably had like
not many teams were good versus Houston, by the way.
But I know, but he legit had like six mid bad games last year. So I actually think I'm actually on the opposite D-Mac. I think Josh has a bounce back season from last year being mid last year. I think he was wildly mid a lot of last season. But hopefully, I think with having a more offensive center head coach, having DJ Moore with everybody else in the room, I do think there's a world where the Bills, he in particular, is better. And
he's gonna be so much better. He's gonna be so much better than y'all thought. Like DJ Moore gonna be so much better than I thought he is.
4 guaranteed wins in their division. That's something you can't deny.
That helps a lot.
4 guaranteed wins.
It helps a lot.
What's the 4 guaranteed wins?
Dolphins.
2 on the Jets.
The Dolphins and the Jets.
They didn't beat the Jets last year, though.
The Jets are worse, bro.
Do you have the Patriots or the Bills as the favorite in the East?
Probably the Bills, bro. You know how I feel. As much as I want to be on the Patriots, I still just don't believe. I just don't believe yet. I don't.
What you don't believe though?
As much as I like Drake May, I don't really believe in him versus some of these good teams yet. Last year, even we had this conversation during the season, even though I had him a second line MVP.
Bama, they love these niggas. They loved him last year.
No, but I said last year though, if you look, we did this in the MVP conversation. I said if you look at him versus the playoff teams, he was mid. But if you look at him versus the other teams, he was great. Remember the last week versus the Jets, he had 5 touchdowns. And he like stat padded, which is fine. Stat padded his way. Remember, that was the criticism, D-Mac, last year. Oh, yeah. Matthew Stafford is stat padding 1-yard touchdowns. It's like, well, okay, so he's stat padding versus bad teams. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing.
Warren.
And what do you think, Trent?
I'm saying he has Arthur Warren Brown. He would be just fine.
No, yeah, I think that'd be
like they're going to be a playoff team this year, bro.
Yeah, but do you think they're better? They're going to end up better than the Bills in the regular season. Is the question.
That's not crazy if you want to say the Bills.
Bro. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro.
This should be now the new. This should be the new.
Keep one of them.
This should be. This.
I'm saying it right now. June 28th.
All right, let's do this again.
But Gino got his shit going on too, so who knows?
He go keep one of them teams from the playoffs, bro. And it's probably gonna be the Bills, bro.
I will say.
I'm not saying the Jets gonna make the playoffs, but he's gonna keep one of them.
My 7, realistically, my 7 is Baltimore, the Bills, The Broncos. I think the Texans still get out that defense alone. I think Jacksonville gets back in there. I think the Chargers get back in there. And I think the Patriots are in there. That's a 7 right there. I think
I didn't hear.
Colts are out. Chiefs are out.
Did you say
Bengals.
Bengals?
Yeah, I ain't said the Bengals at all. I said Ravens, Bills, Denver, Houston, Jacksonville, Chargers, Patriots.
You're tripping, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
This is something I'm.
Bengals have had a good season since 2021. I ain't too crazy. Y'all suck.
This is
trying to act like y'all don't suck. Y'all suck.
Do you
Bunch
guys
of
feel
offense. Can't wait till y'all trade one of the receivers.
Do you guys feel like the Ravens need to have more question marks because they had a season in which their defense did struggle for a good bit of it? And obviously, we know their offense was very much up and down, even after Lamar did come back. So, do you guys feel like just penciling the Ravens in is a bridge too far, especially after they did lose their center? And
I'm putting a lot of faith in Trey Henderson. I do believe that a lot of their problems was no pass rush. It was abysmal how bad they couldn't get to the quarterback. It was terrible.
Nate Wiggins said this is his first time in his career he'd been fully healthy at 100%. He said he'd been playing at 60% his whole career, so. They should get a shutdown corner this year based off this is what came out of Nate Wiggins' mouth.
Another year, Cal Hamilton, another year Starks, Malachi Starks. I think that defense with a pass rush.
What about that
offense?
And then
what did they do to improve the offense?
It's June. Everybody is in the best shape of their career.
Chill, bro, because you ain't finna get Button put on this podcast. They got my dog Jacoby Lane over there, bro. That was saying rookies had to come in and work on their day off. He said, that's all right. I'm going to come back and put Button all through this hole. I'll fought with Jacoby Lane, bro. That's not my new favorite player, bro. I think Jacoby Lane finna go off, bro. Like, with Lamar. I feel another.
I think Lamar have a hell of a bounce back season.
And Zay probably go benefit from this too. I think Zay go get another 1,300 yards this year. I think Jacoby Lane probably break a band. Probably 10 touchdowns, 8 touchdowns. Derrick Henry is Derrick Henry. That's RB1 until I close my eyes. You know what I mean? Until it's over with. That's the king right there. That's the new Adrian Peterson.
And I think also, you know how like in movies, it's like this really big like Pablo Escobar type guy, and then once he go to jail, everybody come outside again because they're like, is it safe outside? Patrick Mahomes, we over that nigga. I think niggas will be like, hey, man, we not worried about Pat. He coming off an injury. That Chiefs team suck. I think a lot of teams going to be up to play this year in the AFC. Like, hey, man, the boogeyman is kind of down right now. It's time to get to it. If you're going to win, you better win this year. Because the boogeyman.
Do we believe in the Ravens receiving room now? Is that what
hold on, I could like both of one of y'all got to talk at the same time.
Now I'm saying the Ravens online is it's crazy. So that shit's ass. So I don't know how they
Tyler Lindenbaum is a big deal, bro.
It's definitely he's one of the best centers in the league. So yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's
go ahead.
I guess
that was going to be my question mark because it's the swapping out. Falele is gone. Obviously, they brought in Vega, who I think is going to be a significant upgrade, even though he's a rookie. He is solid, rock solid. That's the reason why he's a first-round pick. So they now are trying to rely upon Danny Pinter, trying to move into that center spot. Can you trust him? I don't know. I think that there is a ticky time bomb on Riley Stanley. As far as that's concerned, he's never really gotten back to that all-pro level that earned him that contract too. So there is a lot of variance as far as that offensive line is concerned and where that can land. Obviously, Bama mentioned Jacoby Lane. I think it's going to end up being Elijah Surratt that they use more so just because I think he's more of a good pairing with Zay Flowers to kind of allow Zay Flowers to maybe do a little bit deeper intermediate stuff and then Elijah Surratt to do the short intermediate stuff, especially out of 12 personnel too. And it's not to say Bateman will certainly factor in there. It's not like they're going to toss him to the side. But the variance on the offensive line is a real question mark for me as far as the Ravens are concerned because it really does sink or swim as far as their offense.
Yeah, and suffice it to be said, we're running the Ravens. Like Lamar Jackson, when he was healthy, was not having the greatest year. You know, he wasn't carrying the offense like he did typically last year. And this is a situation when it comes to the Ravens that a lot of people don't trust the receiving core already, and they get that much better. You're relying on rookies and going and trying to do something. They lost Isaiah Likely. Mark Andrews had a down year, and people are losing more and more faith. So another year with Andrews getting even older. Derrick Henry is like the guy that you could never doubt, so I'll never doubt Derrick Henry. But in all intents and purposes, for this Ravens offense, There are a lot of question marks.
Respectfully though, when was Lamar healthy last year? Honestly.
Well, and just to be clear here a little bit too, just on like what his season was last year. Like I definitely think there is some need to have some conversations about it. But at the same time, like the first 3 games of the year, Lamar was cooking. The issue was their defense was not cooking at all. And then the injury was
they should have beat the Bills
game. Well, let me not even give him any bail. That Chiefs game was horrible. And then he got hurt. And then he came back, and he just didn't seem like he was
never was the same. We should stay out to see for the rest of the season. In all honesty, they tried to make a playoff run.
Well, they almost made the playoffs.
I know, but they should have deaded that shit, man.
He was great against the Steelers.
Yeah, but the Steelers was they were a bad defense last year, overpriced. So like that wasn't a big thing.
Defense in the AFC North were terrible.
And I think we give the Ravens offense. Zay has been good. I think the added of Jacoby could help them. I think Derrick Henry, until he looked bad, he good to me. And then I think Mark Andrews is still a top 10 to 12 tight end. Like, I think that'll be all right, man.
And they got my boy from Bama, Josh Cuevas, bro.
Cuevas good. The only thing I'm worried about, honestly, is the whole O-line thing. But if that is okay, I think Lamar will be okay. I think Trey, again, getting that pass rush can help them.
I'm annoyed because my issue is that you're overrating the Ravens defense and you're underrating the Bengals defense. That's just my issue. My defense can't get any worse. It literally couldn't get any worse. Your defense has really good players and have still managed to suck.
If they're healthy, though, they do have Matabuke. They got Travis Jones, John Jenkins, Robinson, Roquan Smith, Buchanan. We'll see what happens. Trey Hendrickson's obviously there now. Nate Wiggins, Kyle Hamilton, Starks, Awuzie, and Humphrey. Their secondary should be.
I think their secondary is the secondary is in a solid place. I don't think it's as good as maybe the names would suggest there. To me, the defense is going to come down to is Matabuke healthy or not? Because Matabuke is the guy that's going to be the linchpin of that. Yeah. Obviously, Trey Hendrickson, we know what he can do as far as his ability to rush the passer, but there is obviously the run stopping aspect of it, which is why no matter what, getting Max Crosby would have been significantly better than Trey Henderson at the end of the day. That aspect of Matabuke being able to be either primary or secondary pass rusher with Trey Henderson, and then also being to add the run support that he can really do, that's going to be the biggest question mark for me as far as where their defense goes. They got to have Matabuke healthy.
Yeah, can you trust your corners?
They did get a head coach.
I didn't trust my safeties. Last year, it was the safety play that really made the secondary look bad.
Tyler Britt would get his ass whooped all last year.
Who?
Tyler Britt, whatever his name is.
Taylor Britt.
He got injured. That was the year before. You're talking about the year before.
He bad last year too. He was good last year.
No, but he got injured.
You talking about the Bengals? Or you talking about the Ravens?
The Bengals.
Yeah, why are we
Taylor Britt got injured midway through the season.
But the real question I think I have for this team and for kind of projecting going forward, Kyle Hamilton and Malachi Starks feels like that's going to be the core of what their defense is, as good as their Roquan and Matabuke are supposed to be. Can that be the best safety duo in the league?
Mm-hmm. It can be.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I think that the ideal of their secondary is when they can have a third safety, in my opinion, and move Marlowe out of the slot. Because I think that Kyle Hamilton is a guy that you want to round the ball as often as possible and want him to have that control as far as the game is concerned. So can they get a Jalen Hawkins stepping up to really be that third safety consistently with Malachi Starks and allow them to put Kyle Hamilton in nickel? That's really the most ideal for them, in my opinion, to get the most out of their secondary. That's going to be the biggest question for me as far as
Hamilton go wherever he want to go. If he want to play linebacker, D-line, he can do it. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Hamilton
is to allow him to move around.
But I would have to ask. They could, because Kyle Hamilton's so great and Malachi Starks. I do like him. I think he is a good safety, but they would have to be better than like the Lions safeties or the Packers safeties. And considering the growth of those,
they're coming off injuries though.
I mean, if we play the injury card, sure. But in terms of like how they played on the field, I don't know. The line safety is amazing with Kirby and Brian Branch, and then the Packers with Xavier McKinney and Evan Williams. Right now, I still got them.
That's a good safety.
But I mean, it's still just one guy, and then the other dude is like a backup dancer. So I mean, Malachi Starks got
the same thing for Malachi Starks.
Yeah,
no, we can't.
Because it's not like it's not like he had this breakthrough year last year. He was solid, but he wasn't crazy.
Okay. We had a rookie last year.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'll throw Hufanga and Brandon Jones in the conversation as well. But like, I think Malachi Stark has a higher ceiling than Brandon Jones. So, I think they're gonna be really good. I really like this Ravens team, and I am hoping though, because what is happening, D-Mac Trent, Kenya, and Early, and Bama, and Riddell. I saw Nick First Things First the other day. Everybody knows. First off, I love Nick Wright, Chris Broussard, Kevin Wiles. They're the best thing on television outside of the Premier League cast. Like, they're the best in the business right now, I think. If you watch soccer, you know who I'm talking about. Obviously, Kate Scott now, and then obviously Thierry Henry and Jamie and Micah. Like, they're incredible.
First thing first is really good. I ain't gonna lie to you, they're really good.
What they said the other day, Nick Wright said, it is more likely that Lamar has another bad season than he has an MVP season last year. And I was just like, if Lamar's healthy, y'all, he's a walking 4,640 plus touchdown player if he's healthy next year.
Total touchdowns, yeah.
And I think this is kind of what he's going to be next year. Like, if he stays healthy and are able to keep him safe, they should win 12 games next year pretty easily. Like, he's that good, even with the issues they've had.
So do you think 2 teams come out the North then, Swiper? Because a lot of y'all got faith in the Bengals.
Well, I like the Bengals, but they haven't shown me ever to be consistency. And
Thank you, Swiper.
D-Mac knows how I feel about Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and them. Like, I want to see it done, but Joe needs to stay healthy. You want to talk about injury concerns and worries. Like, unfortunately, Joe is like, I don't know who his comp is historically, D-Mac, but like, he can't stay healthy consistently. But when he is healthy, he looks like the best quarterback in football.
Derrick Rose
season. No, he's better than Derrick Rose was. Respectfully.
Oh, true.
Joe Burrow.
Was never MVP.
Yeah, that shit don't matter.
Well, neither was Rose.
That shit don't matter. I ain't gonna lie.
Rose also shouldn't have been MVP.
Yeah, you should not have touched or sniffed an MVP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe like Rich Gannon, early Rich Gannon. But I think
Joel Embiid is good.
That's disrespectful to Joel Embiid.
That's disrespectful to Joe Burrow. You talking
what?
About?
Why?
How's it disrespectful?
Yeah, y'all better be careful. This is
all right, bro.
This is Jokic.
Yeah, all right, bro.
No, Embiid.
The nigga who bust Jokic ass in my
all right, bro.
All right,
be careful.
That shit is
whipping that Serbian's ass every time we see him.
23 and 24 Embiid is one of the best players I've ever seen in my life.
And 20, what was it?
Joe Burrow, when that offense was
just had one of the best quarterback defense of all time.
Yeah, I don't think Burrow has reached Embiid's heights.
Burrow just had one of the best quarterback seasons ever.
If we're talking about relative to what Burrow did not peak higher than Embiid at all. Like,
no, he's not.
Like,
that's crazy.
At all. Like, it's not even
defense. That offense was
Derrick Rose.
Regular season
peaks. Joel Embiid.
We're talking about regular. No, he didn't peak closer to Joel Embiid. Fuck no.
I mean, it's not like
relative to the sport.
You can't. It's hard to compare the playoffs part of it because Embiid
what year we
other side of the ball to get him to the Super Bowl.
Bro, imagine.
Bro, wait, hold on. Joe Burrow. Remember, and I'm sure we weren't on the show yet. Were we? Were we on the show?
No, not yet. You weren't. Not that year.
So remember, he had a 109 passer rating with 5,000 passing yards and 43 touchdowns that year. Now, again, I was saying, and I think D-Mac he remembers when I was saying this. I think he should have been second MVP that year. I thought he was better than Josh that season. Like, he was incredible. I think Lamar was first, and I think it was him. That was an insane
2024 you're talking about, right?
Yeah, 2024. That was an insane.
Here's the problem though.
And by the way, and just to finish this, by the way, too early. I think Joe was the first player ever, D-Mac. Was it the 3 touchdowns in a row? It was like 5. It was 1. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight games of at least 250 and 3 touchdowns over the course of that run. But I think in the season, I want to say he had 9 of those. Like, and now, if you want to argue Embiid, then cool. No, great. Yeah, Embiid December 2024 was incredible, and then it disappeared. But I'm saying it happened. That month was incredible. And
I'm also stamping that if the Bengals had an average defense, that would be revered as one of the greatest quarterback seasons.
This is what we are right now. It's average defense. That's all we're speaking.
That's a little bit hyperbolic.
They were the first team ever, I think, to lose. What was it? 3 games for scoring 38 or more.
Yeah. The only reason why I say that is
can we also admit that we've seen other guys do pretty well with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins?
Like, I get what you're saying.
What are we doing?
I get what you're saying. So I feel a whole
Burrow
any other argument than that?
It was a phenomenal season. Don't get it twisted. But
Trent, it was one of the, it was an all-time great season, though.
But 33 a game, 33 a game.
Compared to Joel Embiid,
No, but
5,000 yards.
23 throws a game.
He's not talking about that season. That was 23. He's talking about December of 2024.
I'm talking about, I said from 23 to 24. That's one of the best plays I've ever seen in my life. Joel Embiid. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that was only a 32 games, so I'm saying that.
I said from 23 to 24. I'm talking about the MVP year and the year he got hurt after. When he was
but that month or the 2 months he had in 24 was completely different than what he did in 23.
I get you.
That's
even
that
before that, I'm still saying that though.
Yeah, I mean, he was the top 2 player in the league in the regular season in both of those seasons in that year. In that 23 year you're talking about. Yes.
My man say whip Joe Frazier's ass.
I think
he whipped Jokic's ass.
That's not how basketball works, brother. So that's also why he hasn't won anything.
Burrow was excellent. All-time season's a little bit excessive in my personal opinion. However,
for Joe, it was an all-time season.
No, but hold on. But to be fair, how many players have you ever seen do that though? Drew Brees, Brady, Manning,
Matt Ryan, and he get disrespected like a motherfucker.
Matt Ryan had a better season in 2016.
Yes, he did.
Yes,
he did. 1,000%.
What y'all talking all this chest for? Y'all don't know. Y'all don't even remember that season.
1,000. No, he literally did the same thing Joe Burrow was doing on the offensive end while carrying a defense that y'all.
That year. And again,
we were talking about how that Falcons defense wasn't that good. We're talking about
that. The Bengals defense is one of the worst defenses I've ever seen in my life, bro.
It was historically bad, like historically bad for 2 straight seasons.
And the two niggas you named, the Drew Breeses, I'll give you paying because.
Drew Brees
offensively,
Drew Brees did it for 15 years.
I'm gonna say, and offensively, Drew Brees ain't never had what the fuck. He never had a Jamar Chase on the team.
What?
He had a Jimmy Graham.
You're not going to sit here and lie to me. Yeah, you're not going to lie to me.
Michael Thomas was never.
No. I'm not saying. I'm not comparing Jamar Chase. It's not even worth comparing because nobody is going to tell me what I didn't see from Michael Thomas over that stretch. No one. No, I know.
He was a great wide receiver.
He was a great wide receiver.
He's not Jamar Chase.
No, but it's cool. He was a great wide receiver.
I will say though, hold on. The one thing I don't like about the weapons talk with Drew Brees, niggas act like Drew Brees didn't have everything everywhere. He had a top receiving back in the game with Darius Sproles majority of the time. Good ass
McAllister,
Jimmy Graham, Marcus Colston. Like he had mad
Joe Horn. Like, but
he made a lot of that look good. So y'all think?
No. Colston was good. Horn was good. Jimmy was good. Deuce was good.
I will give you Jimmy Graham, no problem.
Who do he make look good?
Jimmy Graham.
Marcus Colston. Let me get my statements out. I love Marcus Colston. Don't get it twisted. I fuck Marcus Colston.
You what?
He was kind of like a Rod Smith to where undrafted nigga who was dependable, who Drew Brees got it there too. He was cooking with Lance Moore.
Lance Moore was good.
That was not even that. But that wasn't even that. What are you
Lance
talking
Moore
about?
Was
That's
good. That's the problem. Y'all look at name value. Not even talking about the actual.
But we comparing them to T. Higgins. We're comparing them to Jamar Chase. We're comparing them to Joe Mixon. Like, come on, what conversation are we having right now?
You're moving the goalpost because you want to be right.
Yeah, it is moving the goalpost.
Whatever you say his name.
Yeah. No, wait. Matter of fact, Kenya. He had organizational stability on the offensive side of the ball. Elite offensive structure. Good offensive line. Good running game, good receiver.
Elite offensive mind.
I want the ISO on Twin.
In Denver?
I want the ISO on Twin. You got the only quarterback in the top 5 who never had to fucking struggle offensively. Don't compare don't give me. I love Joe. Don't let me start going to your bum ass quarterback because he ain't never had a Lamar season, ain't never been a Josh Allen, ain't never been a fucking Patrick Mahomes, ain't never had to struggle. Never.
What are you talking about?
Joe Burrow has fucking thrived so much with that offensive core. He has made some niggas so he can look good. He ain't never had a season where he had to struggle.
No, he's talking about Joe Burrow.
He's talking about Joe Burrow.
Wait, what about Peyton?
There's no way you're talking about Joe Burrow.
Hold on, Riddell.
You ain't talking about Joe Burrow.
Explain yourself.
Are you talking about Joe Burrow?
Explain yourself.
I said compared to the top when we talk about Joe Burrow, compared to the top 5 in this era, the only nigga who we can say we don't know what the fuck you look like if you had to struggle is Joe Burrow as far as offensively. When it comes
what
to
are you
weapons.
talking about?
What are you talking about?
We're having
Does offensive
is
line not
legitimate.
mean a thing?
No,
Does offensive line not mean a thing anymore?
No,
Like
hold
that-
on, time. No, I don't
That's
let
literally
people
true.
just lie to me. I have watched every Joe Burrow game damn near since he came into the league. That offensive line has been literally
We know it's been
horrific.
bad.
And Zach Taylor, I have been consistent about this. And D-Mac, remember, 3 years he should have been fired.
The Bengals O-line is terrible.
3 years he should have been fired.
We know that.
What do you say?
Bengals O-line.
Bengals O-line is
So
terrible.
Andrew Luck
What?
not struggling
What?
when he
Okay.
was getting sacked and injured every other year? Is that not
Well,
struggling?
so-
Wait, do we still think the Bengals O-line is terrible?
No.
No,
It
it
hasn't-
has
it
been
hasn't-
bad. It has been
Hold
bad.
on, but wait.
It hasn't been terrible.
Oh, wait, to play devil's advocate, to Early's point, is he not right?
No.
It hasn't been
No,
terrible.
he's not right. He is not correct.
Ow, wait,
It's not
whoa. Wait,
Because
wait,
he's saying
hold on.
that Joe Burrow
Wait,
didn't have to struggle.
Stop.
He literally
Fidel,
said that.
what other quarterback in the top five? Oh, wait, who is Joe Burrow struggling more in the top five? Then?
What?
No, it's not more. No, he said
He's just-
Joe
He's
Burrow
just-
didn't
It's not
have to
about struggling
struggle.
more.
I said compared to
He
them.
said compared to the
No.
top five quarterbacks.
Listen to what he
Who-
said. Yeah.
He said compared to the top five quarterbacks, who has Joe Burrow struggle more than? Well, offensive situation wise, who? Can't be Lamar. Can't be Josh Allen. Can't be
Andy
Mahomes.
Mahomes.
It
It
can't
can't
be Josh Allen. It can't be Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. Josh
This is
Allen.
so
always had
If we're
to go
talking
on.
disingenuous.
if we're
This
talking
is so
purely
disingenuous.
receiving, no. If we're talking purely receiving weapons,
No, he said
different
offensive
conversation.
situation.
We talking about Joe
He
Mixon
had to
and
struggle
all
with
that.
receiving
both of
weapons. That's what we're talking offense. So that means
Yes.
offensive line. That means
Yes.
coaching staff. They've been talking about firing Zach Taylor every single year that Joe Burrow had him.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
We've
talking
been
about
trying to
a
fire
mid
John
to
Harbaugh
bad
for 6
run
seasons.
game
Hey,
for
move around, bro.
years.
Hey,
Move
Come on,
around,
bro.
You
bro.
can-
The
you
only
can-
thing you can
niggas
say,
haven't done
the
it,
only
bro.
thing you
Move
can say
around,
is
bro.
two receivers.
Number one, hold on.
Two receivers is the only thing you can say. Two receivers.
Time out.
Not run game, not tight ends, not third
Hold on,
receiver,
number
not
one.
coaching, not offensive
Whoa,
line.
whoa, whoa,
Chase
whoa,
Brown's a good
whoa.
running back. Chase
Number
Brown's a good
number one, they've been calling for Sean McDermott's head since 2021. Nigga, I was in high school. Number two, we're talking about weapons.
Clear
Literally
Zach Taylor.
after Stephon Diggs left, you cannot argue that Joe Burrow has struggled more. Because even then, when he has the
Run game, offensive
even
line,
then,
tight end.
Hold on.
That's not the
Even-
core of the
No,
biggest issues, though.
even when he, we're talking about for an offensive situation, even when he
No,
has
this is a
Stephon Diggs,
bad argument.
his shit is worse than Joe Burrow's.
Terrible.
How is it
No,
bad?
no,
How
this
is
is
it
a
terrible?
bad
Run
argument,
game.
though.
Terrible.
Not better tight ends.
I have.
Like,
I
we're
have-
just talking
I
about
have-
two receivers.
Weak-ass tight ends?
Come on.
I have.
man.
I
The
have-
Bills have
He was
weak tight
arguing
ends.
shit.
Oh my God, bro. Come on, bro.
That shit is
I have
nothing.
one. I have one take.
We
I have one
arguing
take about
Kincaid
this
and Knox.
conversation.
Come
I
on,
have
bro.
one take. I have one take.
Who's the
Joe
Bengals
Burrow has
tight
had
end?
Jamar
Who's the
Chase
Bengals tight end?
for 5-6 years.
I want to
Ironically, Trent, when he has his best season, ironically, Trent, when he has his best season, Jamar Chase is triple crown.
That's not normal.
We
That's
throw
not
it.
normal.
in our he can't get to the playoffs.
And there's no season. And there's no season. The 2024 season from the Bills, there is no year that Joe Burrow has had. He struggled more like that than Josh Allen. From an offensive situation wise, there's nothing. There's not a year that Joe Burrow's been in the league that comes close to 2024 with the Bills roster. No, not close. And he won MVP with that shit.
I
No,
have
he
one
shouldn't have
take.
won MVP that year.
Okay, he was still in MVP conversations with it. So the point still stands. It don't
No,
matter.
hold on.
It doesn't matter.
No, wait. Stop. No, wait. No. All right.
The
Cool.
point still stands.
Cool. Well, I want ISO. Cause y'all been screaming into the mic like a bunch of
Like,
hyenas.
you were the MVP. It shit don't matter.
The issue is what you're doing is you're doing some nonsense, and you're doing a lot of clapping and a lot of twerking. Let me explain why.
What's up with you, the clapping?
The reason why the reason why is you are saying, not you, but really Early, because this is not about you, Trent. This is about Early and the bad debating skills. He said that the situation is you're acting as if those two receivers have mitigated the fact their scheme has been garbage for a lot of the years. I'm not done.
Trent,
I'm not done.
Wait.
Offensive line has been very bad relative because
Not
those
in
sacks
3
and stuff that he's getting, the
years.
hits that he's taking, the injuries he had. Trent, I don't care what you're saying right now. Go on mute. And then on the other end, I think that stuff with Zach Taylor has legitimately. I haven't muted him, so you hush up.
I muted him. I'm muting myself. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm muting Early. I want to hear what you guys say. I don't want no ad lib. I'm saying all the way up and down. Yes, you want to say his receivers have been really good. He had Joe Mixon. I'm with you, Trent. I'm in the same boat. But what you're not going to do is act like I haven't seen what I've seen with Zach Taylor in them in the offensive line. That's what I'm telling you.
This is the problem.
Siri.
Early.
Let Jamar Chase Jack highlights.
What
we talking about?
We're done.
This is why I was on the other side. Now I'm on early side. Early literally said, which is a simple question. The quarterbacks is in the top 5 with Joe Burrow. Who has he struggled more than? When you look at that, when you look at all the other quarterback situations, you can't debate it. Shit been worse. And you brought up the O-line. Let's get into it. Let's get to the facts. After the 2021-2022 season, the Bengals O-line has been average. It ain't been dog shit like how it was back then.
No, this is not
yes,
true,
it has. Yes, it has.
I got the numbers.
It's literally just been average. It has not been like dog shit.
That's not true.
It is true.
Then
not true.
Then
y'all been pushing the narrative for a while about the O-line.
Y'all still stuck in 2021 and we're in 2026. The O-line is literally just average. It's not that good.
It got better in 24. It started off bad.
Okay, and again, we're talking about offensive situation and offensive weapons. How is Joe Burrow? He's literally not sure.
But that was not the question, though. He did not specifically say wide receivers and offensive weapons. That's not what he said.
Because offensively struggle. His struggle offensively.
Having Jamar Chase, having Jamar Chase and T. Higgins can diminish the O-line part just a little tad bit because they're that fucking good.
A tad bit, but until Joe gets injured every other season because he keeps getting hit every 5
seconds. And then you had the season where you did 40-something touchdowns, missing 5,000 yards.
This is my only take on the thing. I don't really necessarily agree that Joe has struggled more or less than anybody else. I think everybody has their advantages or disadvantages as far as
I actually agree with that take. That's the take I agree with.
The thing I have about Joe Burrow is this: we cannot keep lying about this offensive line. It's been fine since 2023 and beyond. It has not been as bad as it was in 2022, 2021, etc. The other thing is this. We could talk about Zach Taylor, say that maybe he's not that good of a coach. I think that's understandable why you would want to pin that on him. At the end of the day, that offensive scheme is exactly what Joe Burrow wants to run. He wants to be in shotgun. He wants to have his head to the defense. He does not want to be out of play action under center because he does not like having his back turned. That is the way he wants to run that offense. And you have to say that when you are critiquing Zach Taylor in that aspect. Now, it doesn't mean that Zach Taylor can't do a better job. Absolutely. Somebody maybe could design a better offense as far as that is concerned around what Burrow wants. But it also has to be mentioned that is the way that Joe Burrow wants to play football.
D-Mac, can we also admit Joe Burrow takes bad sacks? Or we gonna admit that?
And nobody
But this is the thing, and he does do that, but he does it strategically. He thinks that he takes those sacks when he needs to, when he's trying to make a play to try and move the chains. I understand why he has that explanation for it. Those sacks do come. Sometimes it can affect as far as his numbers are concerned, et cetera, et cetera. But he does have the tendency, because he's not as mobile as the other guys, to take some sacks that other guys don't. And that is a part of it as well.
We just talking about fuck the mobility. We talking about his pocket presence at times.
All I'm saying is y'all trying to jump early, and the question that he asked, but that shit wasn't crazy, bro, at all.
Yeah, I disagree. If I say a name, I disagree, though. I disagree. I think when people look at the Josh Allen situation, I think they look at look at the outside weapons. Offensive line stability has been great. The running game stability has been great, and the coaching stability has been phenomenal for him. And I also said to you, Trent, this is not news. I said he's been mid with those things on Josh Allen's own terms. He has been mid.
Become elite till last year.
Who?
The Bills.
Elite? What do you mean elite?
That's not true. What are you talking about?
I would.
No, what do you mean by elite, Trent?
Yeah,
let Trent.
Like top 5.
Like I'm talking about, not Josh Allen really being the main factor of the run game. It was their running back leading the rushing offense. That hasn't happened. Literally to this year.
No, not happening. No, happened year before. I got it.
Yeah, James took he was nowhere. The rushing game was nowhere near as crazy as it was this year.
I'm telling you, I'm saying with you, you're wrong, because 2024, I also watched that season as well, and I'm saying Josh Allen was also a lot of mid that same season, and they did have a reliable running game. 23 is the last year you saw Josh Allen carrying to the degree that people are talking about.
You actually think Josh Allen didn't carry in 2024?
No, I watched every game. He did not. I'm saying he did not carry every single game that year, which is fine. But that's okay.
Hey,
the offensive coordinator switch. The offensive coordinator switch that happened in 2024 really was the shift in them having a more.
Oh wait, I'm tripping. I forgot. My bad. I'm talking about.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Yeah, 2025 was building on top of it. To your point, before then, it was really Josh Allen and his leg advantage that really made that run game potent. After midway through 2024 was when they really hit their stride as far as isolated running back
it was a solid run game. There was nothing
that's really what the line of demarcation was concerned. But I mean,
so D-Mac, the question is,
Piper's point, they've had good offensive lines, they've had good tight ends to run their offense specifically off of, and they have really established the running back.
They did. And
so,
D-Mac, you're right.
The question, D-Mac, the question is,
just to finish this, D-Mac. That same season I'm talking about in 24 when he won his MVP, 3,700 yards and 28 touchdowns that year. And again, they, for a reason, scaled back his usage and became more team dependent as an offensive structure, in which I don't think he earned the MVP that year, very clearly. But because they beat the number one seeds, as you remember, in both conferences, everybody was like, look at Josh Allen. And I'm saying I've watched all those games too.
You can say Lamar should have won MVP. That's not. But what we're not going to do is act like he wasn't playing phenomenal majority of the season.
No, but that's cool. But like, I don't think I said at the time, Trenton, you didn't see me. You didn't know me at this point. I don't think he was even. I think that Joe.
Well, I thought Dak was better too. I thought.
Yeah, if you want
to, all three of them were better than Josh Allen.
If you want to say that,
the last thing I will say about this is that I agree with you, D-Mac. I think all of them have bad things here and there. There's like comparative critiques you can argue for the most part, and I think the whole idea of trying to put like Joe Burrow in this unique like vacuum in the sense that, you know, his situation, he should be doing more for his offensive situation, honestly, purely because they have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins is weird. But when it comes down to it, when it comes down to this conversation, the only reason why this was brought up for early is he was trying to undermine Joe Burrow and what he got going on compared to Drew Brees. That was why he brought this up in the first place. That's why he tried to undermine Joe Burrow's talent and what he can do. And I'm sensing something early. I'm sensing you also had the Bengals not coming in the playoffs. Something tells me you don't think Joe Burrow's that good, bro.
Yeah, that's thank you. Somebody say it.
Okay, so I think go ahead, Obama.
We sat here and watched Riddell lie about Eli Manning's career. Every situation to make us think Eli Manning was better than what he was, and he was a mid quarterback. Fringe top 10, what Trent said. And his daddy coached there. He was literally all access. He did a little button, little card you swipe, it worked, and he get in there with them.
They called him T-Mac.
So the fact that he could understand and say Eli Manning was okay, this nigga Riddell would make you think he was Hokage or something. No, he was straight Middleton. For early to sit there and be like, he made majority of those weapons over there. I'll give you Jimmy Graham. I will. Jimmy was
same here. Same here.
I'll give you that.
Jimmy gonna be great wherever he went.
Don't tell me Marcus Colston. Like, bro, I fought
Lance Moore.
Salute.
Devery Henderson. Robert Meacham. Don't get me started. I know my bag now about the Saints.
We actually don't think Marcus Colston was good.
No.
Right. They think
we're not saying he wasn't good. We're saying that Marcus Colston is one of them guys that had a great situation and was able to produce. We're saying that a nigga like Jimmy Graham could universally go anywhere and be great. A lot of Marcus Colston's success is because how great Drew Brees was, and that's okay. That's okay.
Wait. I need to respond. Hold on, Trey. I do understand context, which is why everything I said about Eli Manning was correct. And when I understand context, I also understand Drew Brees' situation. And I never undermined a lot of the talent when it came to the Giants. Every time I brought up the Giants, it was like injuries. Drew Brees has talent. So are you telling me that the talent of Michael Thomas, Jimmy Graham, Alvin Kamara, Sean Payton as your head coach, the offensive line situation, are you telling me that talent was only that good because of Drew Brees? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Not even close.
Now, mind you,
not even close.
I'm not speaking about Michael Thomas. A little overrated, but he was a great receiver.
Facts.
But let's be real though. I'm talking about prime Drew Brees. That is really the low. That is when the arm got a little weaker. When Drew Brees was MVP level, it was Devery Henderson, it was Robert Meacham, it was Reggie Bush, it was Darren Sproles, it was Jimmy Graham, it was Marcus Colston, it was Lance Moore.
You see how many niggas you naming?
My nigga. What names I'm naming that go crazy? What names I'm naming that go crazy right now?
If you have all of them as a bunch, as your collective and your weapons,
niggas is not about to act like y'all love Derrick Henderson, Robert Mitchell. Y'all love Lance Moore. Bro, stop.
Lance Moore was
Brandon Cooks. Y'all niggas didn't love him.
Lance Moore, when he played, was always one of the better slot receivers back then. So yes, he was good. What are you saying?
They cycled through some of those guys. It's not like they were all there at the same time. The only thing that I'll say is this, and again, I want to specify, I do not agree with Early's point about Joe Burrow not struggling to the other extent of the other guys. Again, I think they all have advantages, disadvantages. The one thing I will say to this point, there was never a point in which you looked at that Saints team and said, Drew Brees is not the best player on the team. There are some people that would say, hey, I think Jamar Chase might be a better player than Joe Burrow. That's not a real thing.
That doesn't mean anything.
Wait.
If Jamar Chase played next to Drew Brees, people would ask that same question. What are we doing?
Exactly.
If Antonio Brown played on the New Orleans Saints,
if Antonio Brown played on the Saints,
exactly. That's what
Antonio Brown.
No. Now let's settle down, because realistically, Antonio Brown, he might be in some of y'all's top 10 receivers all time, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. He might be in some of y'all top 10 receivers all time. Some of y'all might not have me in top 10. He ain't in my top 10. But when you speak about Drew Brees, realistically, without the hate, even without an MVP, he a top 7 quarterback all time.
No, he top 5. He's not top 7. He's top 5.
He's not.
And that's not even if you want to put him top 5. Ain't no way you think a nigga is a, let's say, 8 through 12 receiver compared to a top 5 quarterback, bro. Stop it, bro. Please, let's not be weird.
The math doesn't work. Wait, hold on. By the way,
what you mean how the math don't work?
In that 2011 season, he had Jimmy Graham, 1,300 yards. Marquise Colston, 1,100 yards. Darren Sproles, Lance Moore, Robert Meacham, and then Devery Henderson, Pierre Thomas, Mark Ingram was on that roster.
He should have won MVP.
That team was really good. I mean, Drew Brees was incredible. There's no disrespect.
How many yards does Drew Brees have?
But my only
that was the year he had
like 54-70
in football.
Right, yeah, he was
insane.
insane.
He broke football.
Yeah, 54-76. That was that season.
He shouldn't have won.
So let me ask y'all something. Y'all think that was more so other than Jimmy Graham? I'll give Jimmy Graham also Colston some love. But other than them two, y'all think that was more so Drew Brees for the rest of that, or that was the core he had?
That was all. It was all of it. Drew Brees plus Sean Payton plus the core.
And
indoor.
I agree with that. So my only thing is Drew Brees was still considered the best player on the team.
Yeah, that's not even a question. Whoever said that.
But I'm saying there's not a question.
Not you, but like, Drew Brees is Drew Brees. Like,
I just think that when you talk about offensive situation, you're talking about everything. Having 5 niggas you can name while having the elite ass OC in the back of your brain and back of your mind for that long, that has to play in the account. Niggas acting like
but these are not. But Trent, other than Jimmy Graham, and I'll give Marcus Colston some love. These are not niggas you love. So stop saying how you love these niggas. You don't love these niggas. You don't love Derrick Henderson. You don't love Robert Mitchell. You don't love Lance Moore.
Here's the issue.
These niggas are flown in the wind. They're flown in the wind over the years.
Bro, here's the issue. Jimmy Graham is one of the best tight ends of all time.
I just said Jimmy Marcus Colston.
Okay, yes. Marquise Colston was a good receiver for a long fucking time. That's true. He was a good receiver for a long time. Darren Sproles one of the best receiving backs ever.
Oh my god.
Ever.
So was Reggie Bush.
Having somebody like that in your backfield is an elite. That's absolutely phenomenal. And then you're having Sean Payton, you're having other decent, solid guys like Lance Moore and Robert Meacham. That's a great ass offensive situation. That's an elite offensive situation.
It was, but we know Joe Burrow also had an elite offense.
So was Derrick Henderson. They were the same niggas. They would go deep niggas.
Early. And this was so crazy. Derrick Henderson never gets brought up as LSU receiver. They don't even start from his year. Where y'all start?
Because when you talk about a wide
receiver, if I didn't bring them names up, Trent, you probably wouldn't even remember them names, man. Come on, man.
Hold on. Because when you bring up a wide receiver U, a QBU, a RBU, you're only talking about the elite players that came out to the school. Nobody said Derrick Henderson was elite. I said Derrick Henderson was a solid player. He was dumb fast. He's a phenomenal deep threat. That's all he was. All I'm saying is when you have like I said, Darren Sproles, fucking Jimmy Graham, Marcus Colston, Lance Moore, all these other guys that are just good.
That's a lot of guys.
That's a lot.
Y'all naming names.
One offensive.
Y'all naming names. Y'all don't love like that. Stop it, bro.
And then the cherry on top.
Stop
it, the cherry, and then with the cherry on top, nigga, you got Sean Payton at his prime. What are we doing? Like, how is that not an elite offensive situation? That does not make any fucking sense. There's a reason why every year they were a top offense in the league. And it wasn't just because of Drew Brees.
Yeah, Drew Brees. Yeah, Drew Brees.
It wasn't just because of Drew Brees.
It was a reason why, because Drew Brees.
It wasn't. He played factor.
Can I
one thing remained, Trent.
Just
as all them niggas cycled, one thing remained. Number 9. One thing remained.
Drew
Brees. Bro, this is what I'm finna eat to y'all. Again, the biggest thing was Drew Brees. If it wasn't for Drew Brees, Alabama never has that dynasty. Nick Saban left the NFL because
Alabama. That's why they put his ass.
Nick Saban left the Miami Dolphins because they did not
always have to bring up Alabama. We always have to bring up Nick Saban. Oh my God!
Hey, D-Mac, let me see if I can sway you, D-Mac.
But no, hold on. But Drew Brees, you're right. Early, those are not like historically great names. But I also want to add the context of somebody who was watching all these games at the time and playing college football. The thing that made them so difficult. As I'm not saying other people did too. I'm saying this is just a timeline. Remember, they created, and this is Sean Payton with Drew. This is why they were so hard to beat. They created so much damn space on the field. You couldn't guard them. Like, because you had obviously Sproles and Meacham and Jimmy, but even Pierre Thomas had like 600 yards receiving or whatever else it was. So they did not allow for you to work on one side of the field at once. Drew Brees was a mega mind. Sean Payton was a mega mind, and Drew Brees had elite precision.
So it wasn't his precision in touch? It wasn't that made it hard for them? Because you could put almost anybody around Drew Brees. He's going to get the ball there.
Said that earlier.
You just said what made them hard is because they had elite space, right? But that had a lot to do with the precision because I'll give you another roster similar to that. The precision of Kurt Warner in 2009 when he had Steve Preston, when he had Iquabo, when he had Larry Fitzgerald, it was the reason why that offense clicked so motherfucking much because Kurt Warner was so, with them gloves on, was so precise and where he was putting the ball at. I'll even give you Tua for that 1 year that he had damn decent. That fucking ball placement for that year and what he was doing, putting the receivers in spaces where they can not only catch the ball and still get yards, but again, putting them in good situations.
It's Drew Brees.
Oh, why are you acting like you can't have an elite quarterback with an elite ass supporting cast with him though? Y'all trying to make it seem like Drew Brees made majorty of these names. He did.
I will mention.
Why would you did?
Y'all literally just use players just because they're not that big and just say, "Oh yeah, he got made." Niggas don't even know what getting made is as a wide receiver. Y'all don't even know what
I'll tell you what getting made is. I'll tell you what getting made is. Them niggas that I'm naming, where were they good anywhere else?
From Hofstra.
You said
I'm watching these highlights.
Where were they? I'll give you
they
Jimmy Graham.
Open. I don't know what to tell you.
I'll do two things. I'll give you Jimmy Graham and Darren Sproles because Darren Sproles moved around and was successful. Where was Robert Meacham good anywhere else? Where was Dabber Henderson good anywhere else? Where was Lance Moore good anywhere else?
Bro.
Why do they have to get moved around? Why can't they just
both of the wide
if you good, it don't matter where you go, you'll be good.
Why would they need to leave though?
Time out. We said the elite premium weapon that they had was Darren Sproles and Jimmy Graham and Marcus Colston was good. That's already 3 fucking weapons. Already 3 in the offense. If you name 2 other players that are solid, why are you talking about where are they good anywhere else?
Again, but my problem is in that era. Are we comparing them to Peyton Manning's weapons? Are we comparing them to Aaron Rodgers' weapons? Are we comparing them to Matthew Stafford's weapons? Are we comparing them to Matt Ryan's weapons? No.
He's such a bias. In the same sense, we were just talking about Joe Burrow and having Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. That's already 2 weapons. If you're already talking about what the fucking Saints in 2011 with Jimmy Graham, who's one of the fucking biggest weapons ever to play the game, you have Darren Sproles, one of the best quarterbacks of all time, and you've had a good ass receiver for 8 years straight in Marcus Colston, while having Lance Moore and fucking Robert Meacham and fucking Devery Henderson. Oh wait, Sean Payton. How the fuck is that an elite offensive situation? That doesn't make any sense. That's not logical.
But does that compare to Jordy Nelson, Greg Jennings, Donald Driver, Randall Cobb, James Jones? Does that compare? Hold on. Does that compare to Eric Decker, Julian Thomas, Demarius Thomas? Are you trying to only thing who probably didn't have better than him was motherfucking Tom Brady. That's it.
Are you trying to compare? Are you trying to say that the 2011
Julio Jones, Rodney White, Tony Gonzalez?
Are you trying to say the 2011 Packers? He can shut up. Are you trying to say the 2011 Packers on a superior level weapons-wise in the Saints?
They wasn't? Yes, they were.
You're a fucking robot.
They was.
How? Yeah, do it now. How?
We talk about even statistically. You had two.
Statistically?
You had two number one receivers,
and you had. Talking about?
Can I finish? You had two number one receivers, and if you remember, that was a season where James Jones led the league in fucking touchdowns. Not only that, let me finish. Because I speak on niggas going somewhere else and being good. James Jones legitimately went to the Raiders and put up numbers. Was a decent damn receiver.
Wait. So since you're saying this right, 2011, the year 2011. Greg Jennings had 949. Jordy Nelson had a great year, for sure. Jermichael Finley, he doesn't come close to fucking what's his name. He doesn't come close to Jimmy Graham. Fucking Jordy Nelson. You want to say Jordy Nelson is better than fucking Marquise Colston? Fucking cool. Jermichael Finley can't touch his nigga. Shut up. Don't even speak.
Here's the problem, though. Here's the problem, though, Trent. Here's the problem.
No. This is the problem. This is what I'm saying.
Finish it. I'm glad you. Go ahead.
Y'all are looking at the name. Do you remember? You're looking at the name. Nigga, shut up, bro. Please, bro.
What the fuck are you talking about, Jermichael?
Jimmy Graham had a 1,300 yard season. He's a fucking tight end. Shut the fuck up.
So stats matter now, Trent?
Young niggas talk.
Who said it didn't matter?
Oh my gosh.
Anyways.
Let him finish, Bam. I got him, Bam. Let me finish.
No, this is genuine problem when niggas is talking about offenses. Y'all are looking at the name value and look at, does Greg Jennings have more name value than Marcus Colston? Okay, cool. Yes. Was Jordy Nelson
a better receiver, too.
Colston? Cool. When you're talking about an overall talent offense, the offense was Greg Jennings, Ryan Grant, Jordy Nelson, Jermichael Finley, and James Jones. That shit is not better than what I said.
Driver, 307 yards, 445 yards that year.
That shit is not better than It's not better.
Here's what you think you cooked, but you didn't cook. You brought up 2011 trying to make it 1 year thing. I mean, the totality of Greg Jennings for those years, the totality of Jordy Nelson, the totality of Randall Hall, the totality of James Jones. Don't give me one season where they had some bullshit stats.
Stop.
As a collective, you would much rather have
early. Let's play a game, right? Let's play a game early. Let's play a game.
Jordy Nelson, Jermichael Finley, Greg Jennings versus Robert Meacham, Marcus Colston, Jimmy Graham, Lance Moore in the game. Stop it, bro. Ryan Grant with a 1,200-yard guy.
You thought you could.
400-yard receiver. He was all right back for 2 seasons.
You thought you could. Let's play a game, right? How many years did Aaron Rodgers have Greg Jennings? For how long?
Maybe 3 or 4.
And that was the beginning of the nigga prime. If you're talking about prime, the actual peak of Aaron Rodgers, Greg Jennings about to be
Aaron Rodgers' rookie season was when?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Aaron Rodgers' rookie season was when?
Rookie season, when he first played, I think his first year was like 08.
08. From 08 to 010, Greg Jennings was putting up 200 yards a season.
But that's only 3 years of the nigga. That's Aaron Rodgers' beginning of his prime, gang. Why are you bringing up what he had him for 6-7 years?
Cool.
You bring up Donald Driver. That nigga Donald Driver was a fucking grandpa when Aaron Rodgers
Who would you rather have? Would you rather have? Is Mike fucked up? Is that me? Okay. Would you rather have Jordy Nelson, Marcus Colston?
You said they were both good.
Colston.
Bro, stop with the. Come on, man.
Answer your question.
I don't have a bad view on Colston. He was really good.
No one has a bad view on Colston. I'm just
but Colston was also a really good receiver.
Jordy Nelson, Marcus Colston, please.
You want to say Jordy Nelson? Okay, cool.
No, I know you want to say. Who would you rather have?
No, Jordy Nelson. Keep on.
Cool. Who would you rather have, Greg Jennings or Lance Moore?
What type of fucking what?
Exactly. So the only thing I'm gonna give you, like I keep going back to, I'll give you Jimmy Graham. But one Jimmy Graham does not equate 4 fucking receivers. Let me finish about Jermichael Finley shit. Mind you, and what Ben was saying, yes, you're right. He wasn't fucking Marcus Colston. I mean, he wasn't Jimmy Graham. But to act like Jermichael Finley wasn't at that time the top 7 to 10 tight end for at least 2 seasons. You're bullshit.
You just ignore the crazy part. Number one, again, Jimmy Graham is better than half of the fucking receivers. Jordy Nelson.
Stop.
We talking about for especially like the early days. You're not talking about the years of Devontae Adams because you really can't because they only had Devontae Adams. If you're talking about the early years like 2011 shit, Jimmy Graham is better than literally every receiver. Probably, I'm not gonna lie. He faked better than damn near every receiver on that shit while still having Darren Sproles, who's one of the best receiver backs of all time. while still having Marcus Coulson, while still having Lance Moore, Robert Meacham, and the other solid guys, while still having Sean Payton. So, yes, I would rather have the 2011 Saints offensive weapons.
You would rather have
2011 Aaron Rodgers roster.
No,
Yes.
see, that's what I'm saying.
1,000%. 1,000%.
You would rather have Jimmy Graham.
I'd rather have Jimmy Graham, Marcus Colston, Darren Sproles, then Lance Moore, then
Thomas was good.
Harry Henderson. Then I'd rather have, just mainly speaking, Jordy Nelson and Jermichael Finley. And Greg.
It ain't just, so okay. So again, let's talk about the receiver corps for just 3 years, right? For 3 years, we talk about old day Donald Driver, 1,000-yard seasons from 2008 to 2010. Cool.
That's not the problem of Aaron Rodgers. Are we not talking about these players at the absolute peak?
I'm talking about the weapons that niggas have had in their careers. That's what I'm having. The conversation we have.
But we're talking about at the absolute peak, though. No.
So at their absolute peak, James Jones still led the league in touchdowns. At their absolute peak, fucking he had Martellus Bennett for a couple years. At their absolute peak, he had
Martellus Bennett.
Was he not? Why are we shit on Martellus
Bennett?
Why?
Because if you're about to do that, I can literally bring up the years when Drew Brees still throwing for 5K. Michael Thomas, fucking Brandon Cooks, that gets added to the equation too. While still having Sean Payton,
nigga. Michael Thomas is not. Michael Thomas is what year? 2014, 13,
2016. The year that Drew Brees threw for 5,200. Yes, that year. He was better than a lot of receivers that Aaron Rodgers played with.
And that.
He's better than James Jones. He's better than Greg Jennings. He's better than Donald Driver.
I think. But here's my problem though, because we've had this conversation before. I think skill wise, I think Marcus. I think he put up numbers. Michael Thomas put up numbers. But I think for me, good hands, decent route runner for me.
Decent.
Swipe it. I'm gonna be real with you. He didn't run that many routes. So when you say you act like he was running Chad Johnson routes.
Wait, what are you trying to say?
James Jones, nigga, stop.
What are you trying to say?
James Jones was a great receiver.
All that nigga was a hand tap. That's all James Jones was.
He led niggas touchdowns.
Yeah, he was hand tapping niggas. That's what he did. That's majority what he did. Don't try to make it seem like James Jones.
So having a nigga on your team who has elite hands, does it matter?
Nigga, more Marquise Colston got it. You trying to make it seem like ain't nothing.
But Marquise Colston was never putting up. He never led niggas touchdowns, did he?
And
again,
Marquise was
my problem is no
and
one.
Dante Stallworth was nice too.
I hate when we do that. Stop it. My problem is.
We didn't stop. He was a first-round pick,
bro. Dante Stallworth was actually before Drew Brees really got clicking.
Marquise Colston, what I'm not going to let people keep doing, and this is not even about early, I just want to remind the public, was a immaculate possession receiver.
But this is my problem. It's my problem. No one. I love 12 though. That's my problem. I love 12. I always love 12. I gotta love Marcus Colston. But when we start comparing to other guys, this is when I say, hold up.
Yes,
that's cool. Like being Bama saying, we love Mark. Hey, no, we gotta love Marcus Colston.
They really not co-signing Devery Henderson.
But it's crazy. You trying to, but you niggas is
and Lance Moore. Respect Lance Moore. Swaggy nigga was fun to watch.
You're harping on James Jones like he was something crazy. That nigga
James
was
Jones again led the league in touchdowns.
What? Just because you leak, yo, bro, stop me on that dumb bot shit, bro. Stop, like that ass, bro. Stop.
Nigga, you let niggas touchdowns, nigga.
You're bigging up James Jones like he was some premier receiver. He never fucking was. Never will be. He was a solid player. He's in the same. He's right there with them Lance Moore niggas. He's right there with him. Right fucking there with him.
Might be better than Lance Moore. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But look what you're harping on. Like, look what you're like, bro. Come on, bro. Stop.
Yeah. What is your
but
point?
if Lance Moore, my thing is this. If James Jones is your fourth option, my nigga, what we talking about? That's your fourth option.
Fourth option for the what? Yo, he was not a fourth option for the Packers.
What year was he?
When he got going, when he was leading, he was obviously their second option. Obviously.
In 2012, he was their second option.
Huh?
How we led league touchdowns? In 2012, he was their second option.
Like in 2014, no.
No, 2012.
He did.
He retired in 2015.
James.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, he was the second option because it was him and Randall Cobb. Because
in 2012.
He got hurt. Jordy Nelson got hurt, man.
In 2012, Jordy Nelson got hurt?
Yeah, they both got hurt. I'm looking at it right now. Randall Cobb and what's the name got hurt. Jordy Nelson got hurt. So realistically speaking, nigga was probably they won.
Nah, he wasn't they won. He definitely won. But again, I think for me, Drew Brees, again, a lot of niggas he made great. If you again, I'm not a Michael Thomas fan, so whatever.
But the thing is, it doesn't.
Whatever.
It doesn't
Jimmy Graham,
I'll
give you love on. I think Darren Sproles,
first team All Pro player.
Was good no matter where he went.
Drew Brees always had.
I think Darren Sproles was good no matter where he went. But my biggest problem is that there's a reason why, as great as Drew Brees was, he think about that. Like as great as the nigga was, bro, even in that era, because of other weapons that other guys had in the production, nigga, he never you would think a nigga would have won EVP in that era.
That's not why he lost MVP. Though.
It's really just because of the peers that he was competing
against. It's like he was in the best era of football ever for quarterbacks.
Yeah, the one thing.
Niggas trying to make it seem like for 10 years, Drew Brees from. I'm not gonna lie, he always had great weapons. Always.
You cannot say he had great.
He always had great weapons.
Great weapons.
I won't say that he ever had bad weapons or average weapons. He always had good weapons. I think some of those were leaner than others. The one thing that I'll say is this: I've very much been entertained by this conversation. I think you guys have failed to actually mention what was the greatest asset that the Saints actually gave to Drew Brees, which was isolating from what he could do as a quarterback, and which I do think that he did more for his weapons than necessarily his weapons did for him. It was those guards, Jahari Evans and that boy Carl.
Who's in the Hall of Fame? Is Jahari in the Hall of Fame or he's nominated?
I think he should be or will be at some point. I don't know if he is yet. Both of those guys were all pro caliber, and for Brees to have the smaller stature that he did, the pocket that those guys were consistently giving him, Brees still was a good enough athlete to move within the pocket, had excellent pocket presence even still. But to be able to find those angles, that was the greatest asset that you can't say that really Brees did much for those guys, but they did a lot for him from that standpoint. That's the only thing I wanted to mention as far as that aspect.
Man, I'm going through some of these seasons, man. Boy,
it's crazy.
Y'all better stop playing with Drew Brees, fucking David Patton in the game.
It's that literally just adds to the case on why you can't say Drew Brees' offensive cast wasn't elite for literally mad long. You have an elite O-line.
They have really good surroundings.
Elite play caller. You have 2 elite weapons. Wow, you still have solid weapons with him too. Like
Wait, early. I got a question for you.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
Do you think the Denver Broncos have an elite offensive situation
right now?
The last 2 years?
No.
Then why are they so good in the offense?
What do you mean they're so good on offense? What are you talking about?
Don't do this.
Why are they so good on offense?
Why are they good? Why are they a good offense, especially as we've seen what they were doing in the playoffs? Why? Why?
I'm confused. They're not good offense though.
I mean, they were solid last year. They weren't good the year before though.
No, yeah, they were after midseason, but I think but Bo was also a rookie, so like it, that took.
They weren't a good offense his rookie year, and they were solid last year.
On a points per drive basis, they were really good. But
the point is, if you think the Denver Broncos have a bad offensive situation, a bad offensive cast,
I don't think that they have a bad offensive.
I think that's why
I think they have a top level offensive line.
I think their play calling.
I know my problem with sticking with semantics. That's fine.
No, but Riddell, my problem is the reason why I've jumped on the Bo Nix train because I think that they don't have good of an offense and he does a lot with a lot less than most niggas have. That's why I've been rah-rahing Bo Nix for the last fucking offseason.
That I agree with.
Like when you think about his weapons alone, my nigga, he has some of the worst weapons for a winning team. He got some of the worst weapons. It is literally. Cortland Sutton in the game. The rest of them niggas are guys that just are jags. They're just jags who make plays from time to time. No running game. The offensive line is damn good. But a lot of that is, but even when you watch the fucking Michael Parsons injury, a lot of that is Bo Nix making some shit happen. Every game they came back in, Bo Nix making some shit happen. Bo Nix making some shit happen. Now that he has my boy Waddle, now I'm saying, ooh, even with your man, he's one of his best weapons. What's the tight end name that came from the Giants? Evan Ingram always fucking hurt. That Bo Nix is out there struggling, dog.
Early,
good offense.
You don't think he's a top 5 talent. The point I brought this up regarding the Denver Broncos situation is that these pieces that you think are jags were optimized because of Sean Payton. So it's kind of crazy when we're.
But I never argued the coach though.
What would you say?
I never argue Sean Payton. Sean Payton's great.
But you can't ignore it in the conversation. That's the point. When we're talking about offensive situation and we're talking about Drew Brees, you can't ignore that he had Sean Payton his entire career, who was optimizing offensive talent no matter who was coming in. And we seen him do not only
First
that
off,
on the
during
Saints,
that time-
we're seeing him do
Hey.
that. We're seeing him
How old
doing
are
that
you,
on the
Dale? 'Cause
Denver
you lying
Broncos
again.
with
You
a
lying
worse
again.
cast and a worse quarterback,
You
and
lying
somehow still have that
not
offensive
even lying.
journey.
He lying again, bro.
But you know, there's multiple
First
years.
off,
Wait,
first
who's
off,
lying?
time out. First off, got to rejog that time again because we get lost in the time, and now you putting Sean Payton's tenure on his whole career. First off, it was Sean Payton, and what's my dude that just retired from the Saints?
The
Black dude. No, one of the greatest coaches of all time. He better than Bill Belichick to me. Mike Tomlin. During that time, it was question marks behind him and Mike Tomlin because they were very young coaches back in that day. In 2000, in the early 2000s, like that shit Sean McVay just pulled, that shit was a real big question mark during that time. So they doubted those guys a lot back then. So for Sean Payton in a young career to get a quarterback like Drew Brees again,
coming off a shoulder injury, coming off Tommy John,
Drew Brees made
another
coach go to college football. The caliber of losing that type of player. So for Sean Payton to get that caliber of quarterback early in his coaching career, you can also say the same. They benefited one another. So when you talk about all of these play calls, the reason why Drew Brees is able to hit those deep passes is a match made in heaven. They were made for each other. It's not like, oh, this play call unlocked Drew Brees. No, Drew Brees was a phenomenal quarterback. He was a phenomenal quarterback over there in San Diego. He had that rotator cuff injury. They were just like, if he can get back to that, which he did, he got back to it, and it was the same.
Hey, Swiper, you know, there's multiple years, like actually multiple years, when the Saints have been like probably like 100, 200 yards away from having 1,000-yard players.
That's the quarterback.
Why does that? Why
You can't quarterback, Bama. You can't go like, hey,
that's not just the quarterback.
Yeah, you can.
That's not possible.
You can't say that
a good quarterback can put up 1,000-yard receivers. Stop it, bro.
3,000 yards.
Didn't that almost just happen? Didn't we just have that? Didn't we almost just have that?
3,000-yard.
Yeah, that was that happened.
It was that who was it?
I thought that happened in the last few years, y'all.
We came close to it in one of the years, and I can't remember who it was.
Y'all did?
Not the Chiefs. No, somebody one of the teams.
Wait, what we talking about?
We just talked about this.
3,000 receivers. I don't know.
I say there's multiple years. Like I think like 2012.
The Lions, maybe.
Nah, there's like multiple years where they've had like almost 3 receivers or a receiver plus a tight end, 2 receivers and a tight end.
The Broncos almost did it in 2013. I'm trying to think.
Like what? Like what
is the Cardinals did it. The Cardinals did it. The Cardinals did it. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna run you down. I'm gonna tell you down.
And Kittle.
Yeah. The Cardinals did it. Back with Kurt Warner, with Steve Preston.
You know what's so funny?
Peyton Manning did it twice. He did it with Stokely, and he did it with Wes Welker, if I'm not mistaken. Who else did it?
And look how those offenses I talked about. Look how niggas was just look how
he did it with the Rams too.
Look at them offenses I talked about
with Ricky Pearl, I think.
Look how them offenses talked about.
The Rams never did.
We was just having an earlier. We was just talking about an argument how fucking 08 Cardinals one of the best offensive situations ever, one of the best pass offenses ever. And then when niggas talk about the 2011 fucking Saints offense, it's yeah.
I think the 20. I think if I'm not mistaken, Aaron Rodgers did it one time too.
No, I know he didn't.
No, the most recent was the 08 Cardinals.
He never had. Listen, he never like.
Well, the Niners didn't do it.
Huh?
No, they didn't. They came.
No, they had an injury that year. Because Debo got 1,400. Ayuk got. Did he get 1,000 that year? I can't remember.
No, you didn't get 1,000.
Yeah, you did.
Debo had 14.
But then I think Kittle was hurt or something that year. I think he got like 900
Kittle probably.
I'm just saying, it's just if you're trying to just make it seem like that these weapons they flourish on just because of Drew Brees, then I might just start saying all that shit for a lot of these quarterbacks. I might just say Aaron Rodgers made a lot of niggas. If we're just gonna just discredit people, that's just dumb to do.
Why you can't do that? Why you can't do that? Because them other niggas you talking about, their receivers are Hall of Famers too. The receivers are Reggie Wayne will be Hall of Famer. Marvin Hurst is a Hall of Famer. Fucking Anquan Bolt will be Hall of Famer. Larry Fitzgerald Hall of Famer. Like my nigga, Marcus Colston. They don't. Hey, flag on the play. Marcus Colston had not been eligible for a fucking Hall of Fame eligibility since he retired. So move around with that bullshit. Move around with that bullshit. Jimmy Graham might be the only nigga from that era who go to Hall of Fame. Not Darius Rose, not Les Moore, not Marquise Colston. None of them niggas are going to the Hall of Fame.
Trent,
Stop
hold on,
fucking lying. Stop fucking lying.
Trent, not going to the Hall of Fame. So I don't give a fuck what you're talking about.
The 2013
He's never going to be a Hall of Famer.
Time out.
Anquan Boldin's never going to. You brought him up. He's never going to be a Hall of Famer.
Why not? He's never going to be a Hall of Famer. Why is Anquan Boldin a Hall of Famer?
Anquan Boldin more than
Eli Manning.
Anquan Boldin's not a fucking Hall of Famer.
I make a case for Anquan Boldin over Eli Manning.
He's not a Hall of Famer.
There's no way y'all think Anquan Boldin's Hall of Famer.
He's not.
Up what, nigga? What are you talking about?
Torrey Holt's not even in. Anquan's not getting in.
Torrey Holt's not in yet. Shut that shit up. He's not in yet.
But Bolden's not getting in. Like, respect to Bolden. He's good. Peter really.
So a nigga.
Jimmy Graham is not making the Hall of Fame either.
So I want to be sure.
Graham's not making the Hall of Fame.
A nigga with 1,100 catches and 1,400 yards ain't gonna make the Hall of Fame one day.
He's not even 5 years eligible. I don't think.
Can we have fun?
Wait, hold on. Time out early. From that 2013 Broncos team, who's making the Hall of Fame? When he had 5,500 yards and 55 touchdowns.
I think Demaryius Thomas makes the Hall of Fame.
The fuck out of him.
He's not.
Unfortunately,
he could possibly make
He's not going to.
But hold up. But my problem is that
he just didn't have a long enough run.
But my problem is that we're not even having a conversation about that. We were talking about Drew Brees, and like I just told you, none of them. If y'all don't think Anquan Boldin will be a Hall of Fame, I would love to bet every last one of you niggas $1,000 a piece. But I know you probably wouldn't. I wouldn't be able to find you when it came time to pay because you niggas are lying. You niggas are lying.
Making the Hall of Fame.
He's not gonna make the Hall of
Y'all
Fame.
think Anquan Boldin never makes it? Y'all think a nigga
who's not gonna make the Hall of Fame? How much you gonna bet?
So is he better than Chad Johnson?
Fuck no.
No.
Career wise, hell yeah.
What are we talking about? Hey, hold on.
What?
Career wise, hell yeah. Career wise?
I think Anquan Boldin came here, bro.
No.
Get the fuck out of here, boy.
I want y'all to know. Hold on.
Anquan Boldin is a really good wide receiver.
So Anquan is top 14 all time in receiver yards. Okay, cool. Let's
that nigga has never even been a fucking All Pro, and you're talking about fucking Hall of Fame.
Anquan Boldin is also.
He's never been an All Pro.
No, he made it once.
Oh, Anquan?
He made it in 2003.
Anquan Boldin is top 10 in catches, by the way, too.
Lucky as fuck.
Hey, bro. Hey, Bama. Why are you playing with Anquan Boldin like this? What are we doing right now?
And no. Wait, no.
Yeah, rookie of the year. Never mind.
He won a rookie of the year. He never made an All Pro.
He's never.
Yeah. Whoa. 2000. Hold on. I'm just trying to.
He made a Pro Bowl. He was top Pro Bowl.
But 2000 and did he?
He's never been.
He's never been an All Pro. He's never been an All Pro.
Oh yeah. I'm looking at.
Never been All. Neither of them. Marcus Colston, Anquan Boldin. Neither of them niggas are Hall of Famers, nigga. Neither.
But to be fair, him only having 3 Pro Bowls in his career is kind of crazy,
bro. Look at his fucking numbers.
It's not disgusting. He played in a good ass wide receiver era.
He did.
Which is the and Chad Johnson in a similar era because
Chad Johnson was clearly better.
But I was just
Chad Johnson era was clearly better.
But Chad Johnson is being lost to time. Chad Johnson was
clearly
a
better than Anquan Boldin.
AJ. Matter of fact, let's do all the. Wait. Hey, D-Mac, all of them Cincinnati boys is. All of them. Every single one of them better than them.
Yes.
AJ Green better. Jamar better.
Like this. It seems like we're shitting on Anquan Boldin.
Anquan Boldin is not a Hall of Famer. That is the
AJ Green better than
Anquan Boldin is the definition of Hall of Very
good.
Good.
Was easily better than Anquan Boldin. Anquan Boldin was a really fun wide receiver. He was really great.
Wait.
So nasty, bro.
D-Mac.
Early in Bama. Yards,
early in Bama.
1100
Early in Bama. Do you not think AJ Green is better than Anquan Boldin?
Better than Anquan Boldin.
Why? Do you remember?
Here's my problem.
Here's my problem. Run by Joe Flacco, bro, where he was just throwing straight lobs to Anquan Boldin, and he just taking it off the head.
Hey,
AJ Green can do that.
And Andy Dalton.
I want you to know. Bama, I want you to know, Bama, even after he left the Ravens, and that's after he left the Ravens, he had a back-to-back 1,200 and 1,100 yard season with the 49ers at 30 fucking, what was he, 34 and 35. Come on, bro, stop playing with
AJ Green.
We're not playing with Anquan Boldin right now.
AJ Green got hurt.
I'm not gonna lie. What was that? What the fuck does that mean? That's great for him. That's phenomenal. What the fuck? That doesn't mean he's Hall of Famer.
Again, when we look at the numbers of what this nigga's done in his career, I think Anquan Boldin would eventually get Hall of
This is
Fame.
the definition of context. Like we're talking about.
Bro,
context
wait, but
and shit.
AJ
Like,
Green
can
at
you
his
be
peak
honest?
was a top 5 receiver, dog.
This is the
And
thing,
got
and I
hurt.
would say this.
But there's two things about Hall of Fame. You can have a great peak, you weird ass niggas. You can have a great peak, but you also have to have a longevity.
Anquan is top 20 receiver of all time. Anquan is not even a top 20 receiver of all time.
It wasn't there.
Anquan is not even a top 20 receiver of all time. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. He's not even top 20. He's not even top 25.
Wait, D-Mac, is Mike Evans better than Anquan Boldin?
For real wise, yeah, probably.
Huh? You say? I'm saying, because I don't. If that's the case, I don't. Mike Evans is like a pure longevity Hall of Famer for me. I don't.
Well, this is my thing. I have a philosophy about the Hall of Fame, and this is separate than when I say if somebody's a Hall of Famer or not, just because I know the Hall of Fame. It's all pros. We want to see if you're all decade teams, and then we want to see what you were doing relative to your peers. But for me personally, I am always going to be a peak over longevity type of guy. Like that Frank Gore shit, no, I'm good. That's not for me. You got to be an elite player in your era to be Hall of Fame worthy, in my personal opinion. That is how I look at these things.
And he was an elite player in his fucking era. What are you talking about?
No, he wasn't.
No, he was not. What are you talking about?
Oh my God. Hey, Bama, what these niggas do, Bama? These niggas, I don't even know how old you are, D-Mac. You're like a fucking child. These niggas think about the old version of you, nigga. And that's it.
No, D-Mac,
we forget the beginning of
D-Mac, watch this. Watch this, D-Mac. No, Early, say what you're going to say. Watch this, Trent. Go ahead, D-Mac. Say what you're going to say, Early.
Do we remember the beginning of
that? No. You were going to, Trent, you were going to say that we do something when talking about youth and watching people and then go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say. Go ahead.
I said, when niggas, we remember a lot of times the last of what we saw from a nigga. We don't remember him. Again, I get it's early 2000s, so I understand for a lot of y'all up here, that's crazy. The prime of him, nigga, he was one of the better backs in the league, though.
Watch this, D-Mac.
Yes, Spurs.
You know what? No, Trent, you know what? I agree. Do you also know who is an absolute nightmare cover in his prime? Marquise Colston. And you did the same nonsense just now. You did the exact same nonsense about Drew Brees. He was a nightmare cover because he was a massive 6'5" receiver who could catch everything. And nobody had a body for him.
Bro, compared to Marquise,
nobody had a body for him. But you wanted to be casual soup today.
When you say he wasn't an elite player, he was a 1,600-yard back. You wanted to say that
Drew Brees made him without acknowledging what he did well.
I said Drew Brees helped his career, man.
He had 1 year running for 6
years. Who helped AJ Green's career? Who helped his career? Who helped AJ Green's career?
So Swiper, if I remove Marcus Colston and put Anquan Boldin in that slot right there, you don't think he goes fed with Drew Brees?
You said Boldin?
Yeah, Anquan Boldin. You don't think that 1,300 yards goes up to 1,700?
Yeah, but Marquise Colston isn't Hall of Fame either.
Neither of them niggas are Hall of Fame. That's the point. Neither of them.
But what I'm saying is
better than Colston.
Boldin has a way
better case. The leading receiver on a Super Bowl winning team.
Hey, my dog.
The leading receiver on a Super Bowl winning team was one of the better receivers to get his team to a Super Bowl appearance the first time.
If you put any of them Ravens receivers over there with Drew Brees, him and then Titans too, Mason. If you put Derek Mason over there, Derek Mason would have been cold over there too.
Derek Mason wasn't better than Anquan Boldin.
Don't have to. You don't gotta be. You don't gotta be better to produce. You don't gotta be better to produce to have a 1,200-1,300 yard season. You gotta be better.
Hey, Earl, I'm surprised you know who Derek Mason is. I mean, you didn't touch.
Derek Mason was a dog for the Titans.
Derek Mason was cold. I used to love watching that team. Matter of fact, if Drew Brees had Frank Wycheck, we'd be having another convo too. Because Frank was like that too. Matter of fact, if Drew Brees would have got Delaney Walker from Tennessee, talk about it, Bama. Delaney would have been.
But let me show you time. But let me show you how some things can get nasty. Watch this. See, I do know Derek Mason has an All-Pro, right?
Yeah, but Derek was like that though.
First team All-Pro. Do you know that? Hey, watch this, Bama. This is how shit get lost in context because of fucking talent around you and things. The year that Derek Mason was a fucking All-Pro, Bama, 63 yards, 63 catches, 895 yards and 5 TDs. He's a first team All-Pro that year in 99. Get the fuck out, man! Come on, man!
No.
But you would tell me, Anquan Boldin he got no All-Pros, but Derek Mason got one.
No,
fuck out of here, bro. Fuck out of here, bro.
Wait. Trent,
I don't think anybody.
Trent, by that same logic, Brandon Lloyd led the NFL in receiving.
No.
In 2010,
that's just the definition of context. You know, if that All-Pro, because if he makes an All-Pro with 655 yards, that shit don't even sound like that. That might be
895 yards.
He might made that bitch as a returner or some shit because that's crazy as fuck. But you know that's his context situation.
Returner.
Yeah, he made it as a returner. I say,
yeah. Look at
again.
No, look at early. Look at
all
early.
pro. It don't matter.
No,
yes, it do matter. No.
Were they all pro?
You just lied.
I did it.
Tyreek Hill made it as a returner the first time too. So wait, so you're gonna use that one? Now early, look at that.
I'm gonna say, walk it back,
Drake. You lied, Drake. You lied, Drake.
I'm not walking shit back. But they all pro.
You're wrong. You nigga, you can't talk about Derek Mason made it all pro. He made it as a fucking returner.
It don't matter. You niggas just brought up all pro.
No, it don't matter. Receivers, not returners.
For the record,
you niggas just brought up all pro.
Please contact minutes for no reason.
All pro receivers that year were Randy Moss, Marvin Harrison, T.O., and Rod Smith. So those were the actual wide receiver.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
look at him. Apologize. No, apologize early.
Because
you lied to the
people. Here's my problem.
Early, you just lied to the people. Apologize.
I did a lot of people. I ain't apologize shit. I died before I apologize.
I'd like to go through
I've been a grave beside my father before I apologize. Here's my problem. When you speak about niggas having all pros, because again, y'all talk about Anquan Bolden's career. So the same thing with Hines Ward. Hines Ward get in the Hall of Fame one day.
Ew, brother. Ew.
How are you bringing up Hines Ward, bro?
Is Hines Ward not a good receiver? What are you talking about?
He wasn't better than Anquan Bolden, what I'm saying to you.
But there's two things with Hines Ward. There's two things with Hines Ward. One, Hines Ward.
And no, Hines Ward,
that helps a lot. And Hines Ward also has all pros.
And he also was the best blocking receiver that we've ever seen.
He was.
I don't know what to tell you. That stuff does matter too for Hall of Fame. Because you know what? The voters that are in there and the voters that are in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, they remember Hines Ward. Hold on. You know why I remember Hines Ward early? Because Keith Rivers was one of my favorite linebackers in the sport. I saw him break that man's jaw in his career. Hines Ward was a monster blocker.
I don't think
Time out. 1 second. Let me say this. The one thing about Hines Ward as well as this. He did it before he got Big Ben too. So it's not like, hey, we just blaming the quarterback. Hey, he did it before he got 2 All Pros.
Yeah, I can miss me got Big Ben as well. I'm not gonna lie, but he might.
So y'all talking about Anquan Bolden and you brought up a broke jaw. Do you know the season after he got his jaw broke? He came back 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's nice. That's great. That's a great story. Nigga, you're not a Hall of Famer. That's a phenomenal story.
When Trent, the moment his name comes up, I don't give a fuck if it's 350 eligible. The moment his name comes up, I'm going to have nasty comments. I will call you niggas on your phone. I'm calling you niggas on your phones at 4 in the morning and I'm whispering into your ears.
People going to make the Hall of Fame for
Did you see Hines Ward make the eligibility? I'm going to whisper you niggas' ears like we in the club. I promise you that.
Early.
I'm waking you niggas up at 3 in the morning.
Early. Genuine question. Because in order for Anquan to make it, he has to make it over his peers that are also like going to eligible.
No, he can make it after them.
No.
Yeah, so but it's going to get. It
took Andre Reed fucking 40 years to get in. He'll get it eventually. It's okay. He'll wait. I better get in though.
That's not going to happen. I'm sorry to tell you. The question I have, because Bama mentioned the 1,400-yard season, would you guys like to compare him to the wide receivers that actually made the All-Pro that year?
Please don't.
Yeah, let's do it.
So Chad Johnson.
Obviously better than Anquan. Scott Blue.
Won't make the Hall of Fame.
Scott Blue.
Smith is better. Early. Steve Smith is better.
Hey. Steve Smith better than Antonio Brown and me, but let's move on.
Shut your body ass up.
Marvin Harrison, of course.
All-time great.
Obviously, way better than him.
Marvelous Marv.
And then Santana Moss was the 4th guy.
It's crazy.
Anquan Bolden better than Moss. Anquan Bolden better than Moss. Anquan Bolden better than Moss.
He had a
Who that Miami used to around?
I'd like to only say that Santana Moss had a better career than Santana.
No doubt.
Santana Moss had better yards.
Anquan has a better career than Santana Moss, no doubt. That year, he's not better than Santana Moss.
Even in Anquan Bolden's peak season, unfortunately, there were just 4 wide receivers that had better.
They're better than him. Hold that down. They're not a Hall of Fame.
Respect.
And you can say that for his entire 2003 to 2006 run.
Respectfully, the only tax you can give Anquan Bolden is he played beside Larry for so long, but even when he was by himself,
and Steve Smith.
Help with the Super Bowl. We know, but Steve Smith is a top 10 receiver all time. Move around with Steve Smith to be. You don't get me started.
A what?
Steve Smith's not in the Hall of Fame yet.
But he's been eligible for the last 2 years. He'll get in the next 5 years. I ain't about that.
What? A top what all time?
Top 10 off.
You just said Antonio Brown isn't.
Yeah, he's not. He's better talking about me.
You can't debate Steve Smith over Antonio Brown. You can't debate.
I can't with all bias.
You can't
with all bias.
Some liquor in your system. Yes, you can.
Can't with all bias. So I can debate it. I can debate anything. I can debate that.
You lied already today, and you didn't apologize to the people.
My man, you
said Derek Mason made an All-Pro
about
receiver.
Your Broncos.
You said Derek Mason made an All-Pro and a receiver.
Hey, look, I tried to get some shit off. It didn't work. I don't care. Here's my back to what the original statement though, D-Mac, I wanted to have with you. Fuck, cause we went back in time. We were stuck on Joe Burrow's bum ass. My problem was this.
Oh my God.
My problem was this. Kenya, please. You have a whatever fuck Shannon Sharp said about Cat Williams said about Shannon Sharp. You love losers. Anyway, here's my problem, D-Mac. Would you rather have, we talking about in these top 5 today, would you rather have a mid O-line, mid receivers, no running game, elite tight end, and Chiefs didn't have Jamar Chase and Joe mixing the guys? Would you rather have that?
What is the question?
I'm talking to D-Mac and D-Mac alone. I want to change his opinion. Would you rather have what you guys had, let's say the second Super Bowl you guys won, versus what Joe Burrow's had his career?
That's unfair. That's unfair. I would obviously rather have what the Bengals had, but that's unfair.
Would you rather have Lamar's? Would you rather have Lamar's
sacrifice?
Would you rather have Lamar's help his first MVP season than what Joe Burrow's had?
Excuse me.
Talking to D-Mac.
I'm not letting you just talk to D-Mac.
I'm talking to D-Mac.
These are bad questions.
I'm talking to D-Mac.
These are bad questions.
You're asking dumb questions.
Would you rather have?
Don't distract us.
Would you rather have Lamar Jackson?
Me and you, D-Mac.
Would you rather have Lamar Jackson's 2019 cast
me and you, D-Mac.
when he has Snead at wide receiver? Would you rather have that? Or would you rather have T. Higgins and Jamar Chase and all that? These are bad questions. You're terrible at this.
D-Mac, lock in. What would you rather have?
Yeah. Go ahead.
These are terrible questions. No, D-Mac,
would you rather have?
Answer these. Don't answer them.
What would you rather have?
Don't answer them. What
would you rather have, D-Mac?
Hey, D-Mac.
Come on, man. Come on.
D-Mac, would you rather have the 2021 49ers personnel? Would you rather have the 2021 49ers roster, or would you rather have?
You're being a top left bully.
Or would you rather have?
You're being a top left bully. Come on, man. Let me just talk to D-Mac. D-Mac, which one? D-Mac, which one?
Obviously, I would prefer.
Cool. Would you rather have 2024 Josh Allen MVP season or 2023, whatever? Josh Allen MVP season, or would you rather have what Joe Burrow's had?
In 2024,
have what Burrow had last year.
Can't you apply this to the Cowboys with Dak Prescott?
So here's my problem.
When you speak about,
this is where I'm about to get on early, and this is where I'm about to get on early side again. Early, hold on. This is where I'm about to agree early again. Early literally asked the question about the quarterbacks in the top 5. You bringing up Dak, nigga? Dak also got fucking the top 5 offensive situation too. Nigga, that's the fight. Do you not get the point?
Trent, stop co-signing this. He is nitpicking. No. He is nitpicking.
No.
Season.
No, early is asking a simple. No. Early is asking a simple ass question. Y'all niggas is beating around the bush trying to bob and weed and shit. Y'all niggas is Floyd Mayweather. It's a simple question, bro. It's simple.
It's not. It's not a simple answer.
Picking the worst seasons of these quarterbacks.
Okay.
There's not simple questions, bro.
It's not a simple answer either.
I wasn't. Like I've said it, and this
not.
It goes back to my.
You are nitpicking what parts to choose. We are talking about the whole entire offense, and you guys keep talking about the weapons. It's not.
I would love. You know what's fucked up to you? I don't want it to happen. I swear to God, I don't want it to happen on my father's grave. I do not want it to happen. I don't want nothing to happen to Jamar Chase. But I just want Jamar Chase to just have a season where just go do something else, man. Like just for a season. Get a stomach virus for 16 weeks. I would love to see Joe Burrow without fucking Jamar Chase. I would love to see
Say what you mean. Say what you mean. Jamar Chase is carrying Joe Burrow. Say it. That's what you truly think.
Just say it. You're beating around the bush, not us.
Let me name you some other things. Tupac was a great artist. Martin Luther King had a dream. Yes, nigga. Yes. Outkast was a great duo. Yes, nigga. Yes. He carries them. Joe Burrow rookie season. Joe Burrow gets Jamar Chase. His life, his bum ass life.
Is CeeDee Lamb
his whole life? Boy been carrying Jamar Chase around like a go-yard bag for women on Rodale Drive. He carries Jamar Chase in his back pocket like pepper spray. That nigga needs Jamar Chase.
Quarterback. He's not a top 5 quarterback.
Whoa, you agree with me? No, Joe Burrow.
Hey, Trent. You know what's funny, Trent? Trent? The Bengals, Brownie was bad. Even though he was good for one season, but Brownie was bad. The Bengals get Joe Burrow, Joe Flacco. They say, hey, Joe, just throw it to Jamar Chase T. Higgins. He goes, that's it?
But
that's it?
Bro, the thing is, not
5
even
touchdowns.
I'm
not
saying that.
All right, well, and guess what? I got to trade Cincinnati Bengals. We will give you Bo Nix, and then we'll take Joe Burrow, and then we'll let Early come back to this conversation, because then he'll be dragged in the water. He'll be dragged in the water.
Hey, no, but don't be
Joe Burrow with Sean Payton. Let's imagine. We've seen this story before. We've seen this story before. Joe Burrow with Sean Payton.
No. Don't give me Joe Burrow when you got Jalen Waddle. Give me Joe Burrow last year when you had nothing. No run game. You had one in the game. Give me Joe Burrow this.
Why do you have to struggle in order to be impressive to you? What the hell does that even mean?
Because when people struggle, you having no offense. You being spoon fed. When I was saying that versus a nigga who had to get out the mud, it's a better success story. It is.
No, it's Joe Burrow.
You've been criticizing Mahomes the last 2 years.
It is.
You've been criticizing Mahomes the last 2 years.
I respect the billionaire who got it out the mud versus the billionaire who daddy lent him $1 million.
How did Mahomes get it out the mud? How did Patrick Mahomes get it out the mud? Not you, D.
Because he low. You know how Patrick Mahomes got in the mud? Respectfully?
No.
Patrick Mahomes
he started his career with Hall of Famers.
Okay, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Hold on. I got you. Here's the thing. Let's just say in a hypothetical world, let's just say 2018 to 2021 Mahomes happens, and we're still talking about the way he does. And then the next year, when Tyreek Hill leaves, he falls the fuck off. Earl will be saying the exact same shit. But you knew what happened? The nigga had Juju Smith as his main wide receiver 1, Travis Kelce, the rest of fucking friends, and went back to back. So that shit you're bringing up does not matter.
Trent, when Patrick Mahomes lost it all, in the words of Jay-Z, I put out the pot when we was out of options, nigga. When Patrick Mahomes lost it all, he took that dope up and he sold the streets.
Bring up Mahomes in this situation.
All right, cool. Tyreek Hill, you want Miami? I don't need you, nigga.
He has been visibly critiquing Mahomes.
Get over here.
Years.
Yeah.
Underwhelming.
But hold on. But he's talking
about more. Get over here. I'm going to beat the 49ers with the best team that season with one fucking tight end.
That was 4 years ago.
But here's the thing, though. Swiper, here's the thing. He's been criticized about Mahomes now. But even then, it would look even worse if Tyreek Hill left and he was playing like how he did now back then. But no, he went back to back.
But he's playing like that now, though. So that's not an effective strategy. No, Trent,
it's the same way we feel.
Trent, 200 yards.
It's the same way we feel about Tom Brady when he left Bill Belichick.
I'm fine with that, Trent. The problem is, since that point, Mahomes has clearly taken several steps back, in part because of his
He won 2 Super Bowls after that.
I'm saying
he won 2 Bowls after that.
No, I know. But the issue with what you're saying is the issue with what you're doing is. Yes, that did happen in 22. That did happen in 23. Since that point, do you know what's happened with Patrick Mahomes' career? He just tore his ACL. He's had the worst seasons of his career. And now, Mahomes, we don't know when he's going to get back. And even this year, D-Mac is not solidified because the team around him is not great, and he's coming off an injury. So early, I'm cool with hey, every so often you want to get it out the mud. No quarterback
every so often in the world. The 2 seasons.
I'm going to finish. I'm tired of you cutting people off. What you're not going to do is this get out the mud thing when it's clearly not working, because you know what else happened when Tom Brady, after he lost all those pieces, D-Mac, I seem to remember the Chris Hogan days. You know what? They did make the bowl. And you know what happened? He was also mid the next couple years with the Patriots, and everybody was wondering, did Tom Brady fall off? And then all of a sudden, he goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Gronk and old boy out of Alabama, that tight end, with the running game, and passes for 5,000 yards. So yes, we're comparing. Needs help.
No.
Every quarterback needs help.
Early could be a real asshole and just literally say Tom Brady never got out the mud there. Because that's what you're basically saying. That's what
Tom Brady. So Tom Brady had really good seasons without elite talent, though. Like so that wouldn't.
And so is Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, he had those two.
And so is Lamar Jackson. My point. And so is Joe Burrow. And
Lamar has never had one.
Okay, motherfucking Joe Burrow.
Guess what?
So is Lamar.
Guess what?
So is Josh Allen.
Lamar's never had what Joe Burrow or Mahomes have had. He has never had that in his career. Matter of fact, Bama, he has never had the receiving help that any of those dudes have, and still had elite passing seasons.
Okay,
he's never had that help.
Who we talking about? Who we talking about right now?
Lamar.
Lamar. Lamar.
He agrees.
Nigga.
That makes his case.
I'm with you. No, Trent, you're losing it. I'm saying that I think if we're doing this, he has done the most with the least of any of these dudes. Any of them.
And that's cool.
That's cool.
No, I hear you, Trent, but I'm saying that speaks to Lamar. Lamar's a different type of breed of winning quarterback. I'm saying we haven't seen that.
That's not true. That's not true.
No, Jimmy, no, I'm talking about the regular season, obviously.
Okay.
He is. No, the reason why I don't like that we move to the playoff stuff. The reason why I don't want to move to the playoffs.
Lamar never won a goddamn
that stuff is layered. But Lamar is still one of the winningest quarterbacks we have ever seen, in part because of his own greatness. What I'm saying is we've all been asking if he had Tyreek Hill, if he had, I don't even know, whatever, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, it probably would be a different story for Lamar. It probably would.
Wait.
So hold on, before you make that point, Trent, I just want to say this is what a lot of people overlooking. The league does this thing where the defense catches up to whatever you did. So when you have a mid team like what Patrick Mahomes have, if you don't revamp that team soon enough,
get older,
the league is going to realize, hey, all these receivers can do is just run this bullshit. So we're going to play you like this. So if you don't readjust the weapons to keep the league off guard again, it's going to look like he digresses. What Early is talking about, while he had you guys on the ropes, you didn't even know that these receivers was that mid. He got a Super Bowl up in there. Same thing with Tom Brady. He made the Super Bowl. The league caught up, was like, hey, bro, these niggas are so
Deion Branch.
Brady was like, so you're not going to get me no weapons. I'm going to dip, and I'm going to take some luggage with me over to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who already have weapons, but I'm going to bring AB and Gronk to make it even more weapons. You feel me? And this is what I'm going to do. Catch the league with their pants down again. Super Bowl. So that's what we saying. Yes, the league did catch up to what Mahomes did. But the fact that he caught the league with their pants down with Juju Smith-Schuster, Sky Moore, Albert Wilson in the game, and Travis Kelce, headlined by Travis Kelce, that is remarkable, bro, that they caught y'all.
And single-handedly, again, I watched that whole, I lost 5,000 on that, 10,000 total in that game. That fucking 49, yeah, I lost all the money. I thought the 49ers had it in the back. The 49ers,
yeah, I was there.
I made so much
money. The 49ers, they literally lost. But like this nigga, it's like Patrick Mahomes looked at Travis Kelce eyes and said, "Nigga, let's finish this shit." And he said, "I got you." And them niggas come win. I remember like they couldn't stop him. This nigga dotted these niggas. Bro, a nigga. It was remember D-Mac. Let's remember D-Mac. It was like 6 seconds left. The nigga Nico, was it Nico Harmon who got it, or was it a scam? Who had the game with touchdown? Was it Nico Harmon?
It was Nico.
Yeah.
Nico Harmon. He grabbed that ball in overtime. D-Mac with 2 seconds left. If he don't score, that game is double overtime. He took every ounce of clock. I'm making sure you niggas don't touch it. Even though he knows if I score a touchdown, you won't touch it again. I'm just gonna be sure. I'm putting this shit down to the absolute clock. By the time he walks into the motherfucking end zone, it'll be no time left. I've never seen it. Like, don't compare Patrick Mahomes to Joe Burrow, please. Not the nigga who had a mid-ass playoff run versus bullshit-ass talent. Not that guy.
I'm not comparing Patrick Mahomes to
not that guy.
Because I obviously won't do
that mid-ass Joe Burrow.
That boy checked all the way. This is all I saw
do
from
think
Mahomes. That boy Mahomes kept doing his check right here. First down.
Cooking them niggas. Cooking. When he get in the zone, when he get in the zone, it's like Kobe, bro. When he gets in the zone, Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, when they get in the zone, bro, it's lights out, bro. It's like, all right, bro. It's like Jalen Brunson.
We don't have to compare Joe
3 years
Burrow
ago,
to Patrick Mahomes, because I don't think that's a fair comparison, because Patrick Mahomes is in like greatest quarterback of all time conversation. Joe Burrow, we're talking about top 5, one of the best quarterbacks of our generation conversation, which he deserves to be in. I don't like what we're doing here because Joe Burrow has played well, very well, when Jamar Chase wasn't on the field.
He's not one of the MVP. That was top 5.
Everybody
top 5 has the MVP.
Shut up,
even Matthew Stafford. Everybody has an MVP. Get you an MVP, nigga. It's great over here.
He needs a good defense to get an MVP.
We all got him. Why don't you have an MVP?
All right.
Where's your MVP? Do y'all know that Jamar Chase had a higher MVP year than Joe Burrow has ever had? Do you know Jamar Chase was top 3 MVP votes and Joe Burrow never was? Yeah, I know. My receiver was a fucking MVP candidate, and I threw 40 touchdowns, and he was over.
This is disgusting.
Get you an MVP.
Hold on.
If the defense was good, he would have won MVP. If the defense was average, he would have won MVP. My biggest problem.
No, he wouldn't.
My biggest problem with this conversation.
Yes, he would have.
No, he wouldn't. Josh out.
Josh Allen wasn't better than him that year.
No, but you're not. You're missing the point. You're missing the point. You're missing. Nigga, Lamar clearly had a better season than all these niggas.
But that was about. But you know what that was about, Trent? That was about anti-Lamar.
It's the same season. It's the same season.
That was anti-Lamar though. That was 100%.
You can say it's anti-Lamar. It doesn't matter. That still proves the point.
The only reason we really like that from Lamar is because we never seen him have an efficient season like that. But Joe Burrow almost put up 5 bands, bro. Like,
but the only problem, Bama, if you MVP said most valuable player, and if you're a voter and you're in the room and you're looking at it, you look at the Bengals team and you say, who's the most valuable player? Jamar Chase is always over fucking Joe Burrow on that board. Jamar Chase ain't that white nigga that be getting hurt.
Disgusting. Quarterbacks are taxed based off record. This is disgusting.
Joe Burrow will never be. If I say Joe Burrow will never be more valuable than fucking Josh and Lamar.
That's not true.
If they won more games,
that's not true.
If Joe Burrow played for the Seattle Seahawks right now, this conversation would be null and void. Like
I don't disagree.
He would have fucking JSN. Oh my God, stop putting the place.
If Josh Allen had JSN right now, what the fuck is what Lamar had JSN? What are we talking about?
But their offenses are different from the Bengals' offenses. How they're built. This is why this conversation doesn't make sense to me.
I like I said, I don't because I don't want to belittle Joe Burrow because he has had disadvantages. He's had advantages. I just think that there's a lot more context. There's a lot more context specifically to the coaching point that I think does get lost as far as that's concerned, and people still hold on to the offensive line narrative, which isn't necessarily been true.
If I take Joe Burrow, let's give him a division. If I take Joe Burrow and put him in the Browns jersey, does he get busy with Jerry Jeudy in the game?
No, D-Mac, the fucking Bengals online. It's like y'all know the meme with the nigga with the Gucci backpack. That shit about to fall up. Y'all holding on to that shit for dear life.
Okay, fine. We're not holding on. I'm holding on to the defense in the last 2 seasons that have been bottom tier. And if Joe had made the playoffs that year with that defense, he wins the MVP. That's my point.
No, he doesn't.
I don't think so.
He does. That defense was historically garbage.
Was Joe Burrow even the best quarterback?
It's a conversation.
Joe Burrow wasn't even the best quarterback in his division. How is he winning MVP?
In 2024, Cap.
Oh my God.
He was better than
Lamar.
He was. I watched him in person. It's worse in person. I watched them give up 500 yards to old-ass, washed-up Russell Wilson. So don't tell me that Joe Burrow would not have won MVP that year.
He wouldn't.
I think he literally wouldn't.
He wouldn't.
You know what's so funny? We've had a consensus, right? We've had a consistent statement. We said Drew Brees is playing the good quarterback era. That's why he never won one. It's not like Joe Burrow in the same era, huh? God damn.
Hey, you know what? Drew Brees is all-time quarterback. So is Joe Burrow. So, hey. We're on the same page.
All time where? All-time injury quarterback. All-time sack quarterback.
Now, Joe Burrow's better than a lot of quarterbacks.
When it's over, he may get there, but I wouldn't say now.
When you've been sacked more than Andrew Luck has. That's called struggling.
It'd be hard when you had to take a season off every season. We know we can pitch Joe Burrow in for the season off. Then next year he'll get hurt. Then he'll play again the year after that. And next year, he takes a season off every season. It's like Kawhi Leonard.
Joe Burrow not on Drew Brees. Yeah, that is true. He's not on Drew Brees level at all.
Kawhi Leonard is
not even close. He's not even on that nigga level.
No, but I mean, Burrow could get there, but I wouldn't.
And you're lucky Andrew Luck retired because he'd probably be 7th. Fuck out of here.
No, yeah, but I don't know. I don't.
He got injured too.
It's just crazy that we're using it's the anti-Lamar why he didn't win MVP, and then we saying Joe Burrow would have won MVP.
No. Remember,
I think it would have been a conversation.
I want to be a
conversation. I'm not saying
no, because Trent, the reason why you combine some things sometimes and you like lose the saliency in your own argument. My whole premise that season was Lamar should have won and Joe would have been second. Joe was not second because of his defense. Josh was a clear third to me. And I said during the season, matter of fact, my football tweets that I was putting up that year had made it very clear. I thought Josh was by a good bit behind those two. Lamar should have won, and then it should have been Joe, second team All-Pro. Josh won that award.
But why?
No, I'm not done. Because why did what? Why did what?
You know why? You know.
In all honesty, hold up. Let me. And I didn't mean to be funny. Why is Josh Allen not more? Why was Josh Allen not more point on the Bills and more valuable on the Bills?
Sky is blue. It's not
but he wasn't. And on top of that,
he wasn't more valuable than Joe Burrow.
No, because this is that's what I'm saying.
That's my question, Trent.
The other side of this is I watched him play that year knowing how mid he was playing, especially
they weren't supposed to be good. They weren't supposed to be good, Trent.
No, because it's not. He wasn't. He was average. I'm not.
You can't say, he literally had 6 touchdowns in one game.
I know he did. I know. I'm aware that game happened. I also watched the Texans game happen, and they ignored it. They ignored the game. Joe Burrow had an 8-game stretch that year.
Have a perfect game.
No, it's not. I'm not. It's not just that game. It is not just that game. That season, Joe Burrow was immaculate that year. And then the issue you're going to run into when you compare the full seasons, Joe Burrow clearly had a better quarterback.
Hey, so let me ask you a question, right?
Clearly.
So let me ask you a question, right? Let me ask you a question, because niggas keep bringing up the Titans shit and all that. Why have niggas never acknowledged? Because this shit always happened with Joe Burrow in his career. The first 4 weeks of the season, then they would never acknowledge it.
Who didn't acknowledge it?
And whose fault is that? Whose fault is that?
Who didn't acknowledge
like shit. It's not just Joe Burrow's fault that they're not ready in the beginning.
Playing like shit.
You know that.
You can say that, but there's also other factors too. On when Josh Allen.
Okay, stop.
Hold on, time out. There are also other factors too on why sometimes when Josh Allen don't play good, there's other factors too, but he still play like ass.
What?
But a lot of
in the Texas game when he literally was dog shit.
All right.
The whole team was also dog shit.
Yeah, sure. But
that's
true. The thing.
Trent, I want you to know, Trent.
No, I'm not done. I don't want to. Trent, that's cool. Trent, that's fine. But what I don't want to be is interrupted with this point. Trent, you're right. But also what I did say during the season, which is why you have to talk about the season in part. Early on, Joe Burrow was not in the MVP conversation. Lamar was just clearly wire to wire. And what I also said was that last 12 games of that season had a 107 passer rating, 3,500 passing yards, and 31 touchdowns. And again, you got to remember the run that he was going on. And the only reason he lost to the Ravens and D-Mac, can't remember the other 2 games it were, was because of the defense giving up legit insane touchdowns to end the season. And I don't know if that was that Caleb Williams year, D-Mac. Was that when he threw it to oh boy, then he scored up the middle of the floor.
That was last year.
I'm trying to make sure I get the years right. I'm with Trent that it didn't start off pretty. The problem is with Joe, the rest of that season, Trent, he was legitimately.
Let me do it, Trent. Let me do it.
How the fuck you think Josh?
Let me do it, Trent. Trent.
I don't think he played better than any of those two.
I want Swiper to know. So I want Swiper to know. That year, his leading receiver, 821 yards. Shakir. His second leading receiver was 556 yards, and Keon Coleman. That's his leading receivers, right? They were a 13-4.
He was literally carrying.
Trent. They were a 13-4 team with the number 2 offense. You know what Joe Burrow's offense was that year? You know what Joe Burrow's offense that was? He was number 6 that year.
He was literally
the nigga. Literally, when you look at his, go look at the receivers on his team, bro. No one.
Why do we do that?
Yards.
Why do we do that?
They were 13-4.
Why do we do that?
And the nigga was literally they were 13-4.
Did you play better than Joe Burrow? Did you play better? Did he play better? No. Did he play better than Lamar? Did he play better than Lamar? No. Trent, answer the question. Did he play football better than Lamar?
No. Offensively.
This is not. Hold on.
Did he play better than Lamar Jackson?
We all agree with you. Come on.
No.
We all agree with you. That you want to say Josh Allen? We talking for QB play was the 3rd best quarterback that year. I am fine with that. I am fucking okay.
Oh no, but did he play better than Lamar
when
Jackson?
You say oh, the 2024 year Josh Allen was mid.
Compared to his peers, it was.
It's
compared to those two, it was.
You're lying.
No, I'm not. Compared to those two, it was mid. You don't get to have a 5,000-yard passing season, 40-plus touchdown, and literally break records on the way, and you not be better. You don't get that.
You can when you got it. When you can, you have
I'm not done. You don't get that 4,000-plus passing yard. You don't have the 1,000 rushing yard damn near, almost 50 damn touchdown, and you about to break the passer rating record. You don't get to tell me that my situation's better, which is why I play better. I was just better than you. Simple as that.
But we're not arguing Lamar. You're trying to trick us. We're not arguing Lamar.
I said both. I went through both.
We're arguing
both of the
seasons.
seasons. I just named both of the seasons. I said Joe's first, and then Lamar. Keep up early. I said Joe's first, and then I said Lamar. That's what happened. I went through Joe's numbers, and then I went to Lamar's numbers.
Yes,
that's what happened.
If you're looking, time out, I got you. If you're looking from a black and white numbers perspective,
you watched the
yeah, nigga, Josh Allen was a the entire majority of the season. What the fuck are you talking about?
He wasn't better than them.
Bro. The point is, if you're looking from a regular stat sheet perspective, yes, obviously.
No,
for what niggas talk about, for what niggas talk about,
most
for Josh
valuable
Allen, specific game is
in a box.
What are you saying?
Why this nigga's gone in a box? Bama, lock in, Bama, in a box. I do reduction. In a box. I led a 13-4 when literally I was all we had for real. I was always respect to James Cook with that 1,002 yards and that
14
touchdowns. I had damn near 40 plus touchdowns.
Niggas had Keon Coleman
by myself. I had 40 plus by myself. Another nigga had a receiver who was a triple crown fucking winner, 1,000-yard back and another 1,000-yard receiver.
Why was he a triple crown receiver?
Same nigga.
Why was he a triple crown receiver? Why was he a triple crown receiver?
What? Huh?
Why was he a triple crown? Why?
No, niggas, stop. Niggas just got on early for talking about this Drew Brees shit, and now this thing has Jamar Chase and for the power. Are you serious?
They were both elite that season.
I didn't even say that. That's not what I meant.
And first off, she didn't say that either. She didn't say that. I'm going to explain it. Jamar was absolutely dynamite that year. No one's pushing back on that, but so was Joe. They were both tier 1 players at their position that year. That is what we're true, period. And again, I'm going to go back to this because apparently you numbskulls, respectfully, don't remember. If that defense didn't choke at least 4 games that year, they won 13 games. And I want to also acknowledge, and by the way, I want to acknowledge this real quick. Whoa. I am a Broncos fan. Everybody knows this. I watched Joe Burrow versus my Broncos go bar for bar, and Bo Nix was really good that game.
I'm not gonna.
Joe went crazy. And by the way, just so you know, do you know what Jamar Chase did that game? Nada. Not nothing. You know why? Because he was
again. Swiping things more valuable means playing better. That's
never been the case.
More valuable.
That's not the case.
Right, okay, cool. Watch this.
I was everything for my team.
He was
I had no hope. I was everything for my team.
All right. By that same measure, by Trent, let's be reasonable. Early can't be reasonable. Cool. I'm telling you, and you heard what I said right after that season when we got on the show together. Then if that's the case, Trent, look at me, brother. It should have been no question the most valuable player in the sport unanimously was Lamar Jackson that year.
Swipe him.
I know.
I agree with Lamar.
Stop moving
Let's end it there. I don't care about the other stuff because I wanted Lamar to win. Lamar should have walked to the MVP.
In 1992 or whatever, I wanted Joe Montana to win.
You weren't even alive in that time.
Bro.
You just another John Elway dig. I don't care.
Please.
I don't care.
Take Lamar out of the conversation.
Hold on. Watch this. Hey, Glenn Kretz, or whatever your name is, you gobbler, you twerker for the Chiefs. You're constantly on my top. I'm gonna finish it. You're constantly on my top. Relax. Take a break. Every episode.
Let it
Every
go.
episode.
Wait.
Same story. Constantly. By the way, I want y'all to know on the panel, we don't on the press box. I don't address the chat all that much. But on the panel, if you do this constantly,
they call it crown gobblers.
Yes, gobbler.
But this is the problem.
People in the comments.
Come on.
Let it breathe.
Wait.
I need a break. Trent, I need a break.
Very fine people.
Trent and early.
Niggas say he was going bar for bar with the Broncos.
I don't think you're doing this. This is mostly at early, but if you co-sign this, feel free to respond. I find it weird that we're like taxing Burrow because of Jamar's great season. I find that kind of strange in this situation because we're not doing that, and I don't think you should, by the way. But we're not doing that for Lamar Jackson when Derrick Henry went crazy in 2024.
This is
so
no.
The point is MVP. What do we know for a fact? MVP is a quarterback award.
Yes.
So if the Bengals won the 4 games that Swipe was talking about,
yes, it wouldn't be Jamar Chase. It would be Joe Burrow. Yes,
it would be Joe Burrow.
Okay.
That is the point.
Here is the problem because I feel like niggas skated away from the count. We went through so many fucking hooplas. This shit started when Early just asked the simple question of the quarterbacks in the top 5, who has Joe Burrow struggled more with? Niggas saying we're being nasty. Y'all niggas is bobbing and weaving, not answering the question. So then now we go into fucking another hoopla when it started when this nigga Swipe is talking about, that 2024 season with Josh Allen, majority of the season, he was mid. Not compared to Lamar Burrow. He just said that shit is mid. That's a fucking lie.
He wasn't great that year. We disagree on the season.
If you're saying Josh Allen was mid that season, you're only looking through a fucking box score.
No, not at all. I'm also saying to you that he, as good as he was, I also remember many performances that same season.
What is many?
He didn't play well. And then on top of that, if you compare him to
What is many?
I'm gonna make this point. Hold on, I'm gonna make this point. I'm gonna go exactly to where I was. No, I'm gonna go to exactly where I was and what I said. I want to make sure I quote myself correctly. Because that same season, this isn't something that I was saying after the fact. I was saying that season, that if you talk about all 3 of those quarterbacks, I think very clearly as of December 28, 2024, Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson should be top 2 in the MVP race. Not a question. I was saying this then, Trent. This isn't new. This is not new at all. In 2025 and going into that January, I said the same thing. I've been consistent on this. This is not a new take.
Okay, but hold on. This is what I've caught what you've been doing with Josh Allen. You'll be saying he's been mid for majority of the season, especially this MVP year. And realistically speaking, you're only harping on 2 games of a 17-game season.
No, okay, last year. So last year,
we're talking about MVP. Fuck last year. We're talking about the MVP year. The year that you're talking about when you said he was mid, the games that he was actually not good and hot dog shit, like actually not good, was the Texas Ravens game, and those were back to back.
The Jets game he wasn't mid in.
You said what?
The Jets game he wasn't mid in, dog. Watching this football game.
Which Jets game? Swipe. Which Jets game, bro?
The last Jets game. They pretty much run that on the back of James Cook. I would say also
the New England game wasn't mid.
He didn't have a great performance.
Can we just be honest, right?
The San Francisco game.
Can we just be honest? For what that team was.
He didn't even have to do that much to San Francisco game.
Hold on, real quick, D-Mac. For what that team was offensively.
What that team was. So he was coasting in those games.
Okay. Wait. So you're only hurt. Okay. So then, what about the Rams game? What about the Detroit game? What about the Seattle game?
You said he didn't have good games. I didn't say that. You said he only had 2 games in which he was mid. I'm saying there's more. There's at least 5 I just named. Why
was he so mid for San Fran?
Bro.
They just ran anyone on defense.
And again, that goes to what I was talking about, the MVP stuff. He did not carry in a lot of these games like people were saying he was.
If you're leading a top offenses when you're in your offensive core, it's Reginald as fuck. What is that?
That's not
like Cam Newton to me.
What is it?
Like Cam Newton to me. And I predicted that year. Remember we're down? I predicted that MVP season.
Part of it was the running game as well that helped out as far as.
But Josh Allen's no part of the running game.
He is, Trent. I agree with you as far as that's concerned. I'm just saying that there was a give and take as far as that. There were some of these games in which they were able to necessarily win, I would say, without Josh Allen being spectacular.
My problem is,
okay, so wait, watch it. 5 of 17. Now, do the same thing with James other two.
2024 James Cook.
I didn't say that. I never made that point.
I never made that point. Like this was the offense around the field.
The problem is the way y'all talk about football. You talk about the entire season in totality. I'm saying individual games, at least just these 5. We can go through the rest of them. I remember distinctly he was not playing as well as even the win would show. That he was absolutely participating in a win on a whatever. But he wasn't great in these games. What I was then saying was Joe Burrow in the wins and in the losses was just better than Josh Allen was. That's what I said.
But now I can be nasty sniper, and I can say I can be nasty sniper, and I can be nasty. I can say anytime he wasn't full Superman, they didn't look that good as a team in general. When I speak about
that's not true.
Speak about a quarterback who was 28 passing, 6 picks, 14 rushing, the nigga even had a receiving touchdown that season. Didn't even know that. Had a receiving touchdown that season, 7 yards. Versus again, forget he had a receiving. Yes, Josh Allen had a receiving touchdown.
He won games in which he didn't play great though.
But here's my problem though. It ain't even about the name. If you put these names, you swap them over. If you say Joe Burrow does this on this type of team, and you put Josh Allen over here, he does this, I give Joe Burrow the MVP over Josh Allen. We're looking at the context of what the team was, what he led that again, what the team was, what he led that team, what he had on that team, and how valuable he was to that team. It ain't no fucking coincidence that team was 13-4 and he literally had nothing.
That's a terrible argument. You know why? Because Joe Burrow was elite. Matter of fact, monstrous in games they lost. That's the whole. No, Trent, hold on. That is the whole point. No matter the fact
he also had more.
He also had more. I am so sick of that.
He had more.
I had to carry. I played an A+ game and we lost. You played a C game and you won.
Maybe valuable should mean something different. You can't change the definition of valuable. I'm more valuable than you are, part of the ride. Because I have less than you. No, that's what I'm saying. You're bad at this. You're bad at this. You know why? Because Josh Allen got a chance to ride in the car to win. Joe Burrow drove the vehicle for A+ games and would lose. When he was riding in the car to win, who was driving?
By the way, Joe Burrow.
When he was riding, who was driving?
By the way, Trent.
Who was driving?
Trent, I just want to go through this game. Joe Burrow, that same game versus the Ravens, had 428 passing yards, a 108 rating, 4 touchdowns in a loss. Joe Burrow, the next week versus the Chargers, 356, 3 touchdowns, lost. Pittsburgh, 309, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, 113 rating, lost. Dallas, 370 for 3 touchdowns. Go through these lists. Go through the game log. The Baltimore game, they lost again. 30 of 39, 77% completion percentage, 392 yards, 5 touchdowns, 137 passer rating, lost. You don't know what you're talking about.
I think that is not a cook. That's not a cook. You only got Kenyon. I almost said something very ragged. You only got Kenyon excited over here. I almost said something crazy. You only got Kenyon excited
from a stat sheet perspective.
The thing I was let that man do I've told you guys, like, I don't really feel like Burrow has some amazing advantage compared to these other guys. The only thing that I will say about that season 2024 is this. Defense let the offense down far more than it went the other way. But there were some specific games, and I'll name the 4 of them. The Pittsburgh game, the Patriots game, the Baltimore game, and then versus us, in which Burrow made some key mistakes in the second half that I did think actually really contributed to some losses. And that kind of gets lost to the full actual box score context.
How many games? How many games, D-Mac?
It was those 4. It wasn't like every loss.
4, right?
It was only those 4.
No, but like D-Mac, that Chiefs game, he had already got them to score again in the 4th quarter.
He had.
What you talking about?
But there were turnovers. There were also.
No, there weren't. But remember the Ravens game on the slant? Remember he had 3 straight throws. It was a slant, but it was a great play by the DB. He was perfect that game. outside of that. At some point, somebody has to help him.
Can we speak about?
I'm saying that there was
somebody help him. Wait. Can we speak about the game that Jamar Chase had the game? Speak about the game Jamar Chase had that game. Speak about the game Jamar Chase had that game.
Jamar was incredible, but who said he wasn't? Yes, he was incredible.
What the fuck you making somebody help him?
But Riddell,
you don't do. Our whole point is you don't do that if Jamar Chase don't play for you.
A receiver and a quarterback have a symbiotic relationship. Yeah, they have a symbiotic relationship. They help each other. But you know what didn't help them? The defense. Can you get a stop? I literally got you to lead with 2 minutes left. I got you to lead with 2 minutes left. I got you 38 points. Can you give me one stop? And then
Jamar Chase got you the lead.
That Ravens
game, Jamar Chase got you the lead.
That interception.
Okay, and Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry won that game. So
me and Jamar Chase got you the lead. How many times can you say somebody and Josh Allen got the lead?
By the way, I do remember this.
Me and Jamar Chase got the lead that game.
Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry won the game.
I didn't miss the Chargers game because that wasn't one of the games, in my opinion.
By the way, and again, the Ravens game, D-Mac, to your point, he did throw an interception to end that game. Remember the Steelers game? He had he had 2 fumbles behind the line of scrimmage because TJ Watt was running free and he couldn't see him. He got hit blindsided twice.
I'm not trying to diminish the season that the nigga bro had crazy, but it's just like
you're diminishing it. You're about to diminish.
No, because like I said, the main point is why I disagree on when you trying to say he played mid from Josh Allen played mid. That's where I just totally wholeheartedly. He had some up and down games, yes. So did Lamar. So did Burrow. I think they all did. They looked. Why are you looking like that?
Lamar? Not even looking a lot of me. Josh had more down games than any of them. Josh had more down games than any of them.
The overtime game versus Baltimore. You're right. They lost 41-38. Jamar Chase went 10 for 12. He went 10 catches, 12 targets, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. Let me finish. The second game they played, they lost 35-34 to the Ravens. Jamar Chase went 11 catches, 17 targets, 264 yards, and 4 touchdowns. There was never nobody on that Bills team.
Josh Allen's stats now is never going to look like how
somebody gets throwing the ball.
Josh Allen's stats are never going to look like how he used to back then when he had Stephon because he doesn't have somebody to that level.
Bro, what?
Why are you saying, bro? What? It's a totally different offense. It's just if his numbers are like that now, nigga, that's literally.
Bro, he scored 38 points and he lost 34 points and he lost. We're talking about Joe Burrow.
Again, my original statement was every nigga that I named from Josh Allen to Lamar Jackson to motherfucking Patrick Mahomes, they have all had seasons where they had nothing around them and they said I can still get it done and still have a successful season. My whole point is Joe Burrow has never had that season. That's the whole point.
Joe Burrow getting elite defense.
That was the whole point.
Can he get an elite defense and we can find out if Joe Burrow had an elite defense? Could we find out? Can we find out early?
He did. He did have a elite defense.
No, he had
elite defense, and he was mid.
No, he didn't.
He made the playoffs.
His defense was only playing mid. His defense was only playing elite. That's the reason why they got to the Super Bowl.
He was mid in the playoffs.
He
was mid.
He wasn't the reason why they
that was year 2.
Remember how he beat John D. Mac? Remember how the defense beat John D. Mac?
He became yet. But I also remember
beat John D. Mac and the defense.
I also remember they would have won that damn Super Bowl, Trent. And this is you remember this. If T. Higgins, got caught with Higgins. No. If Jamar Chase,
they wouldn't
a chance to get Aaron Donald did it.
They shouldn't have even been in that predicament because the only reason why they scored, the nigga ripped the helmet out for a touchdown.
And then they got a pass interference on the other end, though. That happened in the same game as well.
They shouldn't even have been in a predicament. T. Higgins ripped off Jalen Ramsey helmet.
Literally.
And Aaron Donald to end the game when Jamar Chase was wide open down the sideline.
If Odell don't get hurt,
I'm saying they wouldn't have even
Odell should have been. Odell would have been Super Bowl MVP. Odell would have been Super Bowl MVP.
You do understand. You're doing the if game.
I'm with you. The Rams should have won the game. The Rams should have won the game. Odell, I was with you. I'm with you. They should have won the game.
So, okay. I just, like I said, I think the question that early asked, the fact that we had this conversation for an hour 30 damn near, I don't think it's a crazy question to ask. It's not a crazy question to ask. The fact we went through all these fucking hooplas for a question that Early's right about, honestly, he's dead right because you can't name another quarterback in the top 5 that struggle less than Burrow. Why are we talking for someone?
Wait, well,
I think you have to be very specific in saying from an offensive weepon perspective. That's only
what we think about. All I'm saying is the track since 2000, since 2018.
That's the only thing you can bring up.
Since 2018, since LSU. Every time he has greatness around him, he plays great, respectfully. His rookie season, He was pretty chill, but we gonna give him a hard time rookie season. The moment he gets Jamar Chase, the moment he gets T. Higgins, it saves his fucking life. The other niggas that have had great when we speak about Patrick Mahomes having Tyreek Hill, cool. That was a period without Tyreek Hill, he still was good. When we speak about Josh Allen having Diggs, cool. There's a period without Diggs, he was still good. Lamar has never had a true number one over there. And even before those, and me and Bama talk about this, before those Derrick Henry years, my nigga, he was making everybody at running back look good. Am I lying, Bama? Am I lying?
No, I said that. I said he was a Steph Curry run game.
I've been on space with Bama.
No, you ain't been nowhere. I said he Steph Curry. No. I said he had Steph Curry gravity. That was me. You make sure you give credit.
No. If Early wants to change his proposition to nobody had as a worse wide receiver situation, then I would agree. But if we're talking about offense, then no, I don't agree.
So who's worse? Who's worse? Name him.
We talked about Josh Allen.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm dead ass, bro. Get the fuck. Are you dead ass?
We literally talked about it. We literally talked about
what year?
What year?
What year?
The thing we did come to agree
on situation. That was the initial
Hey, but Trent, the thing we did come to an agreement on today is that Lamar Jackson has had the worst offensive situation of all.
You glazed the ball so bad. We know.
Okay, but then that's the thing. Nobody else agrees on anything else.
Riddell, give me a year.
Agree on anything else.
Riddell, give me a year.
They got him looking. Search.
We were talking about overall situation.
Come on, Ice Cube.
Give me a year.
Come on, Ice Cube. Come on, Craig. Come on, get up, Craig.
Give me a year. Give me a year in their prime where the Bengals' offensive situation was worse than the Bills.
Man, say 24.
Come on, Ice Cube. Get up, Craig.
Say 24.
If you say 24, you're an idiot.
Get up, Craig. Get up, Craig.
If you say 2024, you are a robot.
Say 23. Bring
so if we're talking about the years over Joe Burrow, the Bengals situation, we already talked about
last year.
Now we're regurgitating talking points. We already talked about the offensive scheme situation. We already talked about Joe Burrow since his beginning to like 2010. You're going to ask me. Hold on. We're going to talk about the beginning of the situation up until 2023, a bad offensive line situation. We're going to talk about in 2024, a bad running situation. They literally picked up Zach Moss to be their starting running back. He was so trash that they had to replace him with Chase Brown. They've never had a good tight end.
And Chase Brown had 1,000 yards a year.
Here's
Chase Brown had 1,000 yards a year, by the way.
If you bring it up right now,
1,000 yards a year.
I wonder why.
We're not good.
Every single
let's be very clear that Joe Burrow has been very good without Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. And
what, 5 games?
You're talking about the times when they weren't available.
Are you comparing
these rookie season?
He had 1,000 yards a year, 400 yards receiving a year.
He had 1,000 yards and T. Higgins was playing. When just him and Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow was cooking.
Here's the problem.
Especially when you compare it to these other situations where they have different offensive schemes, different offensive infrastructure, with good offensive lines, good tight ends, consistent run game.
Here's an issue.
Different types of offense.
Here's a problem. We all know from 2021 to 2023, nigga had Joe Mixon, so he had a run game. That's one.
He had to buy offensive lines.
You bring up the running game aspect for the Bills, which is another reason why Josh Allen is better.
I'm adding to that. I'm getting here. Do you know that even in 2024, from scrimmage, Chase had cooked about 200 yards from scrimmage, 1,400 yards from scrimmage. Chase was like 1,200 yards from scrimmage.
Another aspect.
Only thing he beat him in, and Chase had 11 touchdowns that year.
Another aspect. But here's the thing. Another aspect on why Josh
2024 is one of his better.
Another aspect on why
clearly better.
I agree. 2024.
Another aspect on why Josh Allen is better than Joe Burrow because literally he can help out in the run game so much. So he adds to the running game. The running game.
We're not talking about what quarterbacks are better. That's not the question. We're talking
but I'm talking about run game because the 2024 fucking Bills rushing attack wasn't that crazy.
That's not Joe Burrow's style of play. I don't know why we bring up
3 running backs they could go to. They had James Cook, Ty Johnson, and Ray Davis that they were going to throughout.
Come on, bro.
You're using them.
We're talking about Ty Johnson.
That's just thing, bro.
Niggas just bring up Ty Johnson.
We just naming this. Come on, bro.
Mark Ingram, Pierre Thomas.
You tried to bring up running game
logic to the Bills.
I'm not gonna lie.
You tried to bring up running game, and we beat you because Chase Brown had 1,400 yards from scrimmage and 11 touchdowns. So that running game was pretty decent.
Just like what the
That
Saints were doing.
That running game was decent.
No, that's what I'm saying. Because you're talking about for situations. Because if you're bringing up 2024, there's no fucking way on God's green earth you're going to say Joe Burrow's offensive situation was worse than Josh Allen's. It's not off the muscle of alone. You having a triple crown winner on your fucking offense clears anything. Anything.
1,000 yard number 2, 1,700 yard number 1, 1,000 yard running back, 400 yards rush receiving, 11 TDs. The
only time when you can actually start to compare that shit is their early years, and even then, I'm taking Burrows because I have still Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Joe Mixon,
who's been good. Jamar Chase has been good the moment he touched the league. He's been good the moment he touched the league. He's been damn near top 5 the moment he touched the league. By the way,
so yeah, you bring. I don't understand because even the earlier years, Burrow still had a better offensive situation with the weapons. Clearly. Not close. Not a good receivers. Yeah. And running back. Because nigga James Cook didn't get this thing and get going till 2023 or 2024. He didn't really get going.
Do you think even if you think James Cook was a better rusher of the football in 2024, do you think he was a better receiving back than Chase Brown?
Fuck no.
Hell no. Chase Brown's a primary receiving threat. But Chase Brown didn't start.
He was also 1,000 yard back.
Chase Brown didn't start getting burned until halfway through the season because Zach Moss was supposed to be the
starter. And still got 1,000 yards, by the way.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he's a solid receiving threat. But we're talking
about. I'm sorry, he got 995.
Because it's crazy. The Bengals.
We can round up.
I'm sorry, 995.
Since 2021, that's my fault. Since 2021, the Bengals offense have always been better than the Bills, and niggas trying to make it seem like we're trying to have a business history now. That's what I don't get. That's what I don't get at all.
That nigga Chase Brown started 10 games and had 1,400 yards all purpose.
From 2021,
did you? How many games did you watch that year early?
Of who? Joe Burrow?
No, the Bengals. Yeah.
Damn near everyone because I was betting against that nigga.
Okay. So you do realize that what Chase Brown is like? They had a light box every single possession that he was playing, and then they also threw to him a lot because Joe Burrow was the center of the universe for that offense. So Chase was also good, but if they had James Cook that season, they would have been even better because they didn't have a consistently reliable go get it running back. That's not what Chase Brown is.
But look what you're
saying.
So
you want them to add you. So I do the same thing and say if Josh Allen had fucking Jamar Chase, what would have happened that year?
They also changed the offense.
They also
changed the offense.
Niggas talking about Jalen Hurts situation. You trying to give Joe Burrow the same shit?
No, they also changed the offense with the Bills for a reason. For a legitimate reason.
Yeah, I had no receivers. You're right. I had no receivers.
No, because he was throwing the game away. That's what happened. They're throwing the game away the year before.
With 6 picks,
they changed their offense.
With 6 picks,
and then on top of that, just so you know, I want to make this very clear because apparently this needs to be said. Apparently this needs to be said. I have watched every single one of Joe Burrow's games, Lamar Jackson's game, and Josh Allen since they've been in the league. So D-Mac knows. I don't play around in my phone. I've seen all of these games. The issue with you, this person in the chat, not
Chase Brown wouldn't be good with Allen as good as
you said. What? Chase Brown wouldn't what?
I'm reading something about Chase wouldn't be as good with Allen offensively. Shut the fuck up.
I mean, Chase is a cool running back. Like
you can't carry your running room.
He's cool. Yeah, he's cool. He's a good player. He's a good player, but he's sure.
Because even that since Chase Brown was still productive for the Bengals. Why you still have T. Higgins? Why you still have the Triple Crown winner? Josh Allen had fucking Khalil Shakir, fucking Dawson Knox,
and
they still won games without his participation.
That is the definition of the ass.
Games without his participation. I'm saying the offense.
Yeah, I'm not arguing 2024.
Still really good.
So what are you arguing, Riddell? Really you can't argue 2023. You can't argue 2022. Yeah, you can't argue 2021. What are you?
The 2023, 2021, I can't argue those ones
because those were 2021
they were differently constructed. When we're talking about offenses of these NFL teams, this is the big point that I actually agreed when it came to DMAC is that they're constructed very differently.
Wait. Riddell. Byru in the chat said James Cook can't carry a running back room.
That's crazy.
did we not watch James Cook last year carry the team in a lot of these games?
That doesn't make any sense, Riddell, because literally the reason why I don't think you can't argue 2021. Because this is pre James Cook. They didn't have a run game. That run game was Josh Allen, fucking bum ass Devin Singletary, who was dirt. That's why they drafted James Cook. He was ass. It was him and Stephon Diggs getting right.
It was a by committee running back room. They do not have a study talent for sure. I agree with you. And Josh Allen was used a lot in the run game as well. I agree with you. And then
you can't even argue 2025.
What helped their situation a lot when it came down to it is the Bills always had a good enough offensive line so they can run a lot of the things that they want to run. And of course, they still had Stephon Diggs, who was elite, of course, and the play calling optimized that running passing combination in terms of talent. That's what we're talking about, like offense in general. One of the worst things you can have for a team is a terrible offensive line.
So even then, we're talking about the years where
combine that with mediocre to bad play calling. You can't optimize the talent around you like a Jamar Chase, like a Higgins.
No. So we're talking about the years of Jamar, T. Higgins. What was that third receiver? That went to Titans? What was that third receiver that had with the Titans? Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon seasons?
Let's get to it. The Bengals O-line wasn't good, but saying he wasn't optimizing Jamar Chase, that's cap as fuck. That's insane.
No. The point
because one of Jamar's best threats is him being a short yardage receiver who can get yacked.
With the play calling plus offensive line. We already said so many times that Joe Burrow has to get it out quickly. Now Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are good enough that despite the limitations, they can still
but Trey, here's where you're wrong.
They can still
but Rodell, literally utilizing your quarterback is knowing my O-line isn't that good, so we're going to do short route schemes where I can get the ball out faster. That's utilizing my fucking receivers.
Players were good enough. We know that play calling an offensive line can make the offensive situation way better. That's just like
how am I not utilizing my weapons by literally, if I understand my deficiency is that fucking my O-line, they literally were getting the ball out faster, putting T. Higgins and Jamar Chase situations where they can get the ball faster and use that. But that's me understanding my problem and me fixing it.
To be fair, that was a conscious choice that they made. At the end of the day, there was a pivot point in the draft, and they said we're going to get Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and we're going to pass up a guy that could have been a stud tackle. And that's okay that they made the choice. I think it was the right choice. But there were things. Everything that comes with team construction is a cost. You choose to have a little bit lesser offensive line because you make that decision with Jamar Chase. And
when you could have traded T. Higgins and got draft capital, you re-signed them because you wanted to re-sign.
That is also true.
I mean, that's just their personal decisions.
They should have got a second round pick for T. Higgins and did well with it.
These are different situations.
I get what you can because the offensive coaching situation for the Bills, I get what you're saying. I get it. I understand it because listen, I think Brian Daboll, he was with Allen in 2021. You want to say coaching? Yeah, fine. But from an offensive cat situation, what you have, there's no way you're picking the Bills over the Bengals. It's not possible. It's actually not
receivers. Then I would.
No,
you're talking about whole talent. Nigga, you have Stephon Diggs there. Who was a running back?
Devin Singletary. Nigga, dirt. Nigga, suck.
To be fair, Joe Mixon had his best year of his career with the Texans next year. I don't know why. I think that's a Zach Taylor thing. I told you, I can't stand Zach Taylor. I can't.
He had a good year with the Bengals, though. He was damn good with the Bengals.
No, he was, but he never, I think because of the offensive line and the play calling, got a chance to really go. When he went to the Texans.
2021 was the best year of Joe.
2021 was his best year.
But he was second team All-Pro in that, and he really should have been MVP of that team.
No, he never got an All-Pro.
I know, but I don't know if it was the injury at the end of the year, because that was the Derrick Henry and Saquon year. He had, I don't remember, he had 1,400 yards. I can't remember what the exact number was.
Yeah,
it might have been 1,100, but it was insane. That was the best year I think he's had, just wire to wire. I remember he was carrying that Texans offense.
No, I think.
But that's also with context.
Last thing I'll say.
You get more touches when you have less valuability on the team. So when you don't have a Jamar Chase and T. Higgins you have to worry about, of course you get more rock handles, nigga. Of course. It's literally just you and Nico. Of course you'll get the rock will go in your hand. We need you like shit.
But also CJ was just also not good. So like it was a collection of multiple things that year.
This is the final thing I'll say. I just think, and you can make this is the only criticism. Like, okay, sure, because I probably would agree with this, that the Bengals should have constructed their team differently. I don't agree with paying like T and Jamar, like Jamar for sure. I think they should have moved off T and started investing in other areas on offense. That's what I would have personally done, but to each their own. If you want to be critical on how they constructed their offense, sure. But for like the Ravens and the Bills and the Chiefs, a lot of these situations, they realize that, paying the top wide receiver talent is probably not going to be the best for our future. So they decided to construct the offense differently. Run game, offensive line, and just having a good catalog of receiving talent, especially at the tight end position. The Bengals, they decided 2 wide receivers because these are Joe Burrow's guys, and then we'll figure it out. Hopefully some of the guys can kind of fill in. That's the only criticism. Like, they're constructed differently. So sure, but they all have their pros and cons. They all have their strengths and weaknesses.
And that's what I ultimately agree with. The only thing that I continue to say is similar to the Zach Taylor aspect of it. This is how Joe Burrow wants to run the team. He wanted T and Jamar Pate. That is how he wanted this to be constructed. So that I don't use that necessarily as a knock, even though that's not necessarily how I would have built it, but that is also how he wants it.
Every one of those other quarterbacks again had to do more heavy lifting than Joe Burrow. And it's probably the reason why, and again, I'm going to keep being nasty. It's probably the reason why we all consistently think there's Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and Matthew Stafford. There's a reason why only one of us have MVP. Okay? That's it. Because he's never been the most valuable player on his team.
That's also
because he's never been the most valuable player on this team.
There should be 2 of those guys that don't have MVPs, but
2 of them should not have them.
We have to get out of here.
Yeah, no, we do. And Josh Allen should be sitting at home, married with a baby in a wedding ring. That should be the only thing he has on his resume right now.
And an Oscar for best supporting role, and an Oscar for best movie. Yeah, you're right.
I almost beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoff game. That's his career.
And an Oscar for best supporting role.
Wow.
And because even his wife wins Oscars for being valuable in the movie.
I almost beat Patrick Mahomes, D-Mac. That's his career.
You know who can say they beat Patrick Mahomes?
Joe Burrow.
Matthew Stafford? No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you tried it.
Like I told every single one of them Bengals fans, if you get that win, you better not miss, because getting back is fucking hard.
And I know who has consistently been outplaying Patrick Mahomes when they see each other. But shout out to y'all. Shout out to D-Mac. Shout out to Riddell. Shout out to Bama. Shout out to Early. Shout out to Trent. Shout out to Kenya. Y'all, 350 plus people watching live. Almost a 3-hour show, and we have been peak since we got to the end of the show. I'm glad y'all were entertained today. We got a lot of clips coming. Y'all know what time it is. We'll be back here next Sunday. Y'all, the off season is almost over. We're almost headed to training camp. We'll be back to 2 days a week. Cannot wait to do it. Also, Early, you might as well show up for this sometime because you love the app. We got a members only stream tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You need to be there early. You would be box office in the members only. We talk about dating, if you should pay on a first date, what it should look like, what to
expect. That link to me. Hold on, time out. Am I a member of this channel?
You had to pay to be a member of the channel. Everybody does, by the way. Everyone does.
God damn.
Does. Even chill. We
work for the company. Got to pay. God damn. I might get in there. Hey, D-Man, how long until Joe Burrow's about to quarterback to John Elway?